こいつは楽しめそうだ。
Fighters ready. Engage.
Hello, everybody. This is Hoodoo186 back again with another overrated podcast. This is episode 29. I am your co-host Hoodoo186, and this is my partner in crime, Traditionalist 101. Introduce yourself.
You sound muffled again during the intro. This is the Traditionalist 101, and we are here doing another podcast for you all. We have, interesting topics that I am looking forward to discuss. And a couple of things that irritating, a couple of things that's probably you might get a little outburst here or there, especially with these topics. But I'm still looking forward to talk about them. How was your weekend?
It was pretty much normal. Normal. Yeah, it was pretty normal. You know what I mean?
And before we start, our question: are you interested in watching the new Batman movie?
I am, but
Nah, it doesn't sound like you are.
no, I am. But you know that I'm not interested in going to movie theaters anymore. But I mean, what time do you guys plan on doing? What time? What time? What day do you guys plan on doing this?
Oh, look, I already know you're not interested in
Well, what
going
day
to
are
the
you?
movie theater.
What day do you plan on doing this?
We're planning on we're planning on going. I believe not next week, but the week after. So
Okay.
yeah, most likely the week after, and when we it's gonna be a few of us. So I'm definitely looking forward to go because you know how much I love Batman. All my life he has been one of my top. DC. Well, overall, he has been like one of the top guy. He's the top guy. On my list.
Mhm.
So definitely looking forward for that movie. It looked like I'm trying to stay away from all the reviews. I don't want the reviews to change my opinion on anything. But it looked like they have been getting you know decent reviews so far. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. So I shared out everything. Before we get to the main topics, right? There is a couple things that we do need to discuss before we start. We pretty much start the topic, right? First things first. If you saw our last episode, I think it was the last episode we talked about the Lakers being in trouble. I think it's official that their season's over.
Oh, you're gonna go that far?
Their season's over.
That their season that they're done?
They're done. I still think they'll make
Wow.
the play in, but they like, and I said this last week. I think they'll still make the play in, but at the end of the day, this team's simply not good. You know what I mean? And you see that they got their asses kicked by the Pelicans. This happened yesterday, right? It happened on Sunday, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it happened on Sunday, and they got booed out of the arena. You know what I mean? Laker fans are very, very, very ruthless. They're very ruthless. So yeah, their season's over, man. Like they long since not been title contenders, and I mean that team just not good, man. This team's not good. So what's your quick thoughts on this?
Well, I really do feel bad once again, for Anthony Davis. I
What?
do, I do. Well, for him constantly being hurt. I mean, like
Okay.
you know, that's just a regular human reaction. I'm surprised you gonna say an outburst like that.
No,
Like you don't
I
want to
don't
see
feel bad for
anybody
him.
in pain.
I don't feel bad for him at all.
Well, I don't want to see anybody in pain.
Well,
I
obviously,
don't want to
I
see
don't want to
people.
see that either. But like, I don't feel bad for him.
Why?
He chose this. He chose this. He wanted to go. He wanted to go to the Lakers, right? This is what he wanted. and unfortunately, he can't stay healthy to save his life. And I feel bad for him on that part, but I don't feel bad for him in general. This is what he wanted. You
No,
want it out of New Orleans, and you're getting what you deserve, as far as I'm concerned. Not the injuries, but them being bad.
no, I'm just talking. I'm not talking about him being bad or the Lakers being bad. I'm talking about him, just as a human being, constantly getting hurt.
Yeah.
Being in so much pain like that. When he twisted his ankle, to a lot of people that was just too hard to watch, and seeing him just agonizing and pain, and oh man, it just looked it so painful to watch, and that's why I feel bad. But as far as the Lakers season, I do believe they're going to make the play in. But okay, so here is pretty much the standings right here. Oh, let me I forgot to share it. So let's see. All right, so this is the Western Conference. Now we already know who are the top two. Obviously, the Suns and the Warriors. They're locked in. I mean, the Grizzlies look like they're creeping up a bit, which I'm telling you, man, that Ja Morant, that kid, he's gonna be something special. Like, well, I remember you and I had our disagreements to a degree, I guess, but man, that dude, crap, that dude is someone special. But now let's go back down. So in the Western Conference, we see the Lakers are in the ninth spot, and the Pelicans are in the 10th spot. Now, before we go back to the Lakers, remember what I just said in the last podcast when we was talking about the Pelicans,
Hmm.
that they still have a chance, to make the playoffs. So this was the reason why I couldn't believe that Zion was basically acting like a child and not being a leader by contacting his new teammates, especially a veteran like CJ.
Hmm.
You got a guy who has been in the playoffs multiple times. He went to the Western Conference Finals, with Damian Lillard, and the guy's good. Now, unfortunately, I don't think he ever been an All Star. Maybe once, but I don't think so.
No,
I think
I wouldn't hold that against him. Good the point guard spot the guard spot in that conference is very deep.
yeah. And usually when you have a guy who's really talented, there's just other players out there that has bigger, their name is bigger, obviously they're more box office, so more fans are going to vote simply for those guys just because of name recognition.
Hmm.
And for CJ, if he was in the East, I believe he would have been an all-star by now if he was in the Eastern Conference. But here you have a guy who is a good player, but yet you decide not to contact him, and they have a really, really good chance to at least make a decent run. You know what I mean? Like they have a chance. I mean, we're halfway in the season, and I'm not saying they're going to catch the Clippers, but there's still a chance that could happen because we don't know when Kawhi is coming back. We don't. So
I don't think he's coming back this year.
yeah, and if that's the case,
And
you
that,
still go ahead.
and that's the only saving grace for the Lakers. The only saving grace for the Lakers when it comes to making the play in is that you have teams on the bottom who are simply bad, and and I know the Lakers are a bad team, but they still have the best player among that group in LeBron James. So hopefully they can win enough games for them to survive to go to a play in. But that's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Like yeah, their season's over, man.
Yeah, I think. Well, like, see, if they are able to make the plan, then the season is not over.
No, I mean, what does it mean if they make the play in? Like what does it mean? Like they're gonna get whoever they play in the first round. If they get past it, they're gonna get smoked. They're gonna get
Um.
smoked, and that's not what they built that team for. They built that team to win the championship.
Well, yeah. They okay. Would you? Do you think it's time to trade AD?
Uh, Who you gonna? Who you gonna?
Because and let me tell you why I'm asking you this. I'm asking you this because you thought I was crazy when I said that they should have traded him last year. Wait, was it last year? I forgot when it was. But you thought I was crazy when I said, "Hey, I think it's best that they should get rid of AD." You call me crazy.
Who
But
you gonna get
now,
for him?
but now you
Who you gonna?
see.
Who you gonna get for him?
What do you mean? Who you gonna get for him? Yeah, just shop around and look. Shop around and look. I,
Shop around.
yeah, shop around and look. That's basically that's all that they can do. To me, I think the player that I thought would have been if let me think. No, they're not. No, I don't think that would have been a good trade. I was about to say Porzingis, but no. Um,
Are you serious?
um,
Porzingis?
I was gonna say him, but no.
You talk about AD being hurt all the time.
How would you feel with trading him with Joker?
They're not the Nuggets are not gonna do that trade. Not even a little bit. Look at them right. They're a 6 seed with the Joker. What are
Hmm.
they gonna do? What are they gonna do without? What are they gonna do without him? And AD who's constantly getting hurt.
But I'm pretty sure you think AD's still the better player.
No, actually, no, I don't think so.
Oh, he's
No,
not.
no, I don't think. I think he's a better overall player. But I've seen Joker be great, and I haven't seen that with AD over the last year.
So now, okay, am I even so? Am I still crazy when I said that I would have removed him from the top 10?
It doesn't
So,
matter if you, it
no,
doesn't
no,
matter
no,
if
no,
you,
no,
you
no,
don't,
no, no,
no,
no, no, no.
the numbers don't matter.
I,
The ranking don't matter. Like
yeah, it does.
he's still a great player, but the problem is that he has an injury history. That's a fact. He has an injury history, and he's getting to the point where if you're going to shop him, then you're going. Then I mean, you're not getting equal value for him. You're not. You're not going to get equal value for him.
Mm, I don't know, but let me think.
There is no like any big man worth the damn. You're not trading for AD.
You
What
think so?
for? No, what for? Like you think it's an equal trade to trade him for Joel Embiid? No.
Well, Joel Embiid is way better.
Yeah, like and it's not. I don't think it's a fair trade to trade him for Joker. And then who else is out there? Who else is out there? Like they're not. Look, they're not. Look, I don't know if they're gonna trade him. I know there's some talk about it. I think here's the problem, right? This team, the way they're constructed, is not good. They're a bad team, and that game last yesterday is just that cemented that team stinks.
Look, LA is having a hard time beating bad teams. Bad teams.
Well,
This is
that's what happened with bad teams. Bad teams have a hard time beating other bad teams.
and the fact that you have, a LeBron James and a Russell, Westbrook. Clearly, it's just not. It's either it's not enough, or obviously the chemistry, with the two of them is just not good. It's not good, especially you have a point guard who he only relied on his athleticism, and this is what I was worried about Westbrook. I told you that I fear that eventually he was going to go through what Carmelo Anthony went through. Because now he's constantly being exposed, and they're not even in the playoffs yet. This is not the playoffs, and he's being exposed now of how awful he has been playing this whole entire season. So I am going to predict that eventually, especially with the contract that he has, a lot of people just going to say, no, I don't want Westbrook anymore. He's not a top 10 player anymore. He's a liability. And if he's not going to shoot the ball, I mean, I remember you made fun of him of how poorly he shoots the ball.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a bad shooter,
I am telling you, we could shoot better than that.
I'm
There
telling
is
you,
absolutely, there's no way that I will, in a consistent basis shoot from well, the ball is constantly hitting the backboard, like that or the sideboard, I should say. That's not happening. That's not happening. We are talking about professional basketball players, professional, and you shoot the ball like that. I'm sorry. You can't have someone in the league like that anymore. You just can't. Now, this is was the other reason why I never really cared for I know you love saying how Ben Simmons is a very talented player, which is fine, but this is going to happen to him too eventually once he starts getting older. This is the same thing is going to happen to him if he's not going to learn to shoot the ball now. Like what rest? I mean, well, the thing is about Westbrook, I remember him shooting the ball well when he was in OKC.
He was fine. He was never a sharpshooter. Like he was never that. But he was fine. Like it just the problem is now is that he doesn't have the athleticism he used to, and also I think that his style of play is not great for that team. It's not great for that team. Like whoever built this team is Rob Pelinka who built this team. Frankly, he should get fired. He built a team that's not good. All it is just a bunch of guys who used to be good like 3-4 years ago. That's it.
Well, he did this to because that's what LeBron wanted.
Yeah. And listen, like LeBron James he's never going to take the blame for it. You
He
know
should get the blame for
he
it.
should, but he's not going to get it. You know what I mean? Like it just the team stinks. Like it is what it is. So they're gonna continue to get headlines despite the fact that team stinks. So
So who? Well, now before we move on, who you think is going to go to the championship based on what you've seen so far?
I mean,
I know you're probably going to pick either the Suns or the Warriors, but I'm just curious.
right now. Right now, I don't want to have a huge discussion about that right now.
No. I just want you to just pick a team. Just pick a team.
I mean, if I had to pick right now, I'd probably say the Suns.
Okay. All right. All right.
I know Chris Paul's hurt, but I'll pick the Suns.
I'm still sticking with the Warriors, but the only reason I'm asking you is because it's just sad that we have to basically talk about, and the media is guilty of this too. And I think the reason why is because it's the Lakers, and regardless if they're good or bad, they're gonna get headlines, and obviously because LeBron James is on the team,
Yeah.
and one last thing, we could finally move on. And one last thing, I no longer want to hear any more LeBron James and MJ debates. That's it. You can move on now.
I'm going to choose not to respond.
Good. I'm glad.
Because
Yes.
apparently some people forget that
No. You say you're not going to respond.
no, because
Let's move on. Let's move on.
some people forget that the
Let's move on. No.
no,
You said
because
you wasn't going to respond, have you
some
now?
people forget
Hoovy, you said you wasn't going to
some
respond.
people forget that Michael Jordan used to play for the Washington Wizards. So you look at those records and look up those numbers as in comparison to a guy look up MJ's numbers and compare them to LeBron's numbers. Now, mind you, one of those two guys took a couple years off. Took a couple years off. And then look at the guy who's been playing consistently for 18, 19 years. But I'm gonna leave it there.
And for all that longevity that you want that you like to say, after all of that, how many championships that he won?
You won 4.
Oh, 4.
You won 4.
While Michael Jordan, he won 6 in a much more shorter time span.
That's fine. Didn't win jack shit until Scottie Pippen became the second best player in the league, and didn't win anything after he left Scottie Pippen. But
Well,
we'll
remember he
we'll
retired. He retired.
We'll move on.
He retired. Did Scottie Pippen win anything?
He got a lot closer than Jordan did.
Did he win?
He got a lot closer
Did he
than
win?
Jordan did. He
No,
got a lot
that's
closer
not the
than
question.
Jordan did.
That's not the question.
He
The
got a
question
lot
is, did he
closer
win?
than Jordan did.
The question is,
The
did he
answer
win?
is no. But
Okay.
he did a lot more winning than Jordan did.
Sure.
So, all right, before we get to the main topic, unfortunately, in the real world, you have bad things happen, right? And you when you have poor leaders, when you have egomaniacs who run countries, you get bullshit like what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia right now. Obviously, I think me and I speak for Steve to say that hopefully everyone involved are safe. It's a scary situation because like I said, I mean I couldn't imagine living in Ukraine during like you got like like strikes and shit like that going on. That shit seems crazy to me. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I remember you shared an article with yeah, I know there's a couple of video game companies that are donating for the people of Ukraine. The reason why I wanted to mention it, I don't want to talk about the war. Like me and you, we have our differences on how it started, but I think we can both agree that we just want a peaceful solution to all of this, right? We can both agree on that, right?
Of course.
Yeah. And the one thing that I've always said this, and it's something that I've come to realize over time, is that the way that things change, to make major changes in this country, the biggest way to do it is by affecting the money, affecting the wallet, right? Now let me explain. Now, obviously, domestically, I know there's a couple of places that are banning Russian products like vodka and stuff like that from their stores. But on a larger scale, you have soccer. You have obviously, and I know you're not really too familiar with this, but I do want to mention it because this is a big deal, right? Russia was set to host the Champions League finals this year, right? The Champions League, the UEFA Champions League, is the biggest tournament in soccer. The only thing bigger than that is the World Cup. The UEFA Champions League is where all the great club teams in Europe battle it out in the tournament to find out who the champions of Europe are, and it's one of the biggest events in the world.
That that's the number one you said.
Number like when it comes to soccer tournaments, I would say that it's number two behind the
Hmm.
World Cup when it comes to like popularity
Oh,
and
really?
attention. Yeah, and attention, right? And that this year it was supposed to be in Russia, and they have since moved it from Russia. I think they moved it to Paris, but that's a big hit for the Russian economy right there. You have several I mean, even UEFA and FIFA, they ban Russian teams from their tournaments. So they lose money there. You also have they have couple of other areas where the country is being banned, and I know their stock market's not doing well. So the way to affect um the way to make change is by attacking people's wallet.
Hmm.
That's how you affect change. It doesn't matter if it's sports, everyday life, whatever. The biggest way to make change is by affecting the wallet. And the more that the Russian government and that dipshit Vladimir Putin gets affected is by doing stuff like this. And it's not a shot at the Russian people. You know, th- it had nothing to do with that. The thing is, but the problem is that when you have an egomaniac in charge, you have to hit them where they hurt them the most. That's in the money. That's in the profits. And hopefully that will get peace talks going, and realize that this is a fucking stupid thing to do, and get the people out of Ukraine, and
Well, that's already happening. Like hundreds of thousands of Ukrainians, have already fled from their homes already.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, but there definitely people. You see some of the athletes that are actually going back and defending the country.
athletes.
Yeah, like the Klitschko brothers. Well, I mean, I think one of the
Oh,
Klitschko's
that's right.
they
Yes, you're right. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me put this on mute.
Um, I guess he's Maybe he had a phone call or something, but yeah, a lot of Ukrainians had already left, and it's very sad because we have people who are leaving their homes. They're taking either bus, people are walking, on foot, and it's like, well, what else are you supposed to do? Like, where are you going to go? And unfortunately, uh, the best thing that we could do right now is pretty much pray for them. You know, that's all that we could do. That's all that I could do. Pray for those people. Hopefully, things will get better. And unfortunately, like, this stuff has been they've been having beef with Russia, since the Cold War.
Yeah.
And oh, you back?
Yeah.
Um. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I'm assuming you had another phone call.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I mean,
It was important. It was important.
no, no, but I'm saying how it's all
Yeah,
it's
it
a
was always this time.
constant thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
always this
yeah.
time. But yeah. But just to end it real quick. Like I said, I know you mentioned about the history between Ukraine and Russia. Like, it just this is what happens when you let egomaniacs run countries. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, the way to solve things is by hurting people in the wallet. We hopefully the Ukraine people are okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna mention the Klitschko brothers, right? You heard of them, right?
Yeah.
Like, one of them is actually is a mayor in one of the major countries in Ukraine. They're enlisting the current heavyweight champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. He's enlisting. There's several athletes who are enlisting into the Ukraine army and trying to fight. So that's pretty badass to me, man.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that trust me, that's something I could never do. I couldn't fucking do it.
No.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But anyways, but like I said,
But
yeah.
yeah. So one last time, they're removing the soccer. What's the cup called again?
UEFA Champions League.
UEFA.
Hmm.
Okay, so UEFA Championship League, and that is based on Europe. Is pretty much what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
the Europe, I guess,
All
teams.
the
I guess.
European teams, yeah, all the club, like, it's like all like club teams. Like, how that NBA is by far the best league, right?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like in soccer, it's a little bit more debatable. They have a league in England, they have a league in Italy, they have a league in Spain.
Yeah.
Like, what they do is they play their domestic seasons, right? They play their regular season, right? The top four teams in each league will go to the Champions League, and then
Hmm.
they mix match the teams, and then they compete in pretty much a tournament, in a round robin tournament in the first round, and the top two teams from each group goes into a tournament, basically.
Yeah.
So, like, like I said, it's the biggest soccer tournament in the world. The only thing that's bigger than that is the World Cup,
It's the
right?
World Cup.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and not only that, Russia's also, I think they also lost a couple of races that they were supposed to have in that country because of it. Like teams and companies are trying to hit them hard when it comes to their wallet. Trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hope that happens too, because, like, I hope that happens because, like I said, people need to realize that you can't just fucking invade countries and act like total dickheads.
Well, yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Hey,
That's funny
dude,
how you said
trust
it.
me. I can go into depth about how much I hate Vladimir Putin, but I'm not going to. I don't want to get. I don't want to get. I don't want to get cyber. I don't want to get hit with a cyber attack.
Would you? I mean, I don't necessarily think that you. You know what? I think I know, you're probably right.
Nah, fuck Vladimir Putin. But anyways, all right. So, first topic of the day is, you have another list that you want to complain about.
Another list that I want to complain
Mhm.
about.
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
um, yes, I do.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
I
Go ahead.
do.
You
Um,
bring it up.
yeah, I'm going to post this right now. Give me 1 second. Let me see here. Okay, so we have.
All right.
Hold on, let me share it. I'll obviously have to share this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so here we are. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, obviously, when we were watching, the NBA, All Stars game, they were giving, they were naming all the, the greatest players, of all time. Oh, and just a reminder, I think I was reading an article,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen are finally talking again. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
If you saw, I don't know. I don't know if you saw the article, but it's not something that that's should be in a topic. But I just wanted to give a quick shout out that I think they let bygones be bygones, and I think they're talking again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to just do a little bit more homework on that. But if that's really 100% the case, I'm really happy to see that. But anyway, they announced the NBA 75th anniversary team and whatever, and this is, as you can see up here, ESPN rankings number from 11 to 20.
Right. Actually, this is actually top 10. Isn't this the top 10?
Yeah, I only took the picture of the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, pretty much what we have is Kobe is at 10, Oscar Robertson's at 9. As y'all can see, Tim Duncan, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, so far and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there I have several issues with this list.
Okay, what's up,
Several
bro?
issues with this list. Okay, and here's my issue with this list. Number one, well, it's not in order, but here are one of my complaints.
Mm-hmm.
Well, number one is that Shaquille O'Neal is not on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille O'Neal is not on this list. I
Who,
think that's
who,
I
who would
think
you
I
remove?
think I think that's a disgrace.
Who would you remove?
The person that I probably would remove, from this list. Now, this is probably going to be a huge shocker to you,
Mm-hmm.
but I would. There's two people that I would probably remove from this list and put Shaquille O'Neal in. Either I would put Shaquille O'Neal ahead of. I would either remove Wilt
Mm-hmm.
or I would remove Kobe and put
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille O'Neal in. And here's why:
Mm-hmm.
you and I have been guilty, and I'm putting you in this also. That we never seen Will Chamberlain play. All we have, all the only access that we have is his numbers, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And despite the fact that he had outstanding numbers, how many championships did he win?
One. What's going
No,
on,
two.
Malta? How you doing?
I know.
He has two.
I think he won two.
I thought you only won one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he won. I'm pretty sure he won two. Will Chamberlain only won two championships.
Mm-hmm.
So, despite the fact of him having these outstanding numbers, it really did not contribute to wins. He only had two. Bill Russell was the one that was kicking his behind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so for me to put him all the way up at number 5, and you have Kobe at number 10, but yet you don't have Shaq on here. Shaquille O'Neal was the one that basically altered the whole entire league. You know what I mean? Like, for goodness sake, people invented, hack a Shack. Like that is basically trying to change the, I guess, putting, different, whatever we call it, put different, strategies. What if you want to say, be more, strategic instead of, just playing him outright. Like he was altering games. This dude was bullying other centers,
Mm-hmm.
killing everybody. And the reason why I appreciate Shaquille O'Neal so much is because we had, bigger guys that came in after him, whether if it was Dwight Howard, Roy Hibbert, Andrew Bynum, guys who were almost essentially close to being just as big, and none of them had the nearly the same success that Shaquille O'Neal has. Why? Because Shaquille O'Neal actually have really good footwork. Shaquille O'Neal actually wanted to dominate and be the best player in the league, at least at the particular time when he was winning 3 championships. Because again, if you are going to put Kobe Bryant on here and you don't put Shaquille O'Neal, that's to me that's an insult because the 3 championships that they won together, Shaquille O'Neal was the best player in that team.
Mhm.
He was the number one option. He was the one that won all three MVPs. And even Phil Jackson said that the number one option is him. And I will take Phil Jackson's input more than anybody else. Anybody else.
Okay. All right. So Malta said that Shaquille O'Neal definitely top five, and he said that he will remove Duncan and Robertson. That's what he said.
Oscar Robertson.
Hmm.
Oh, do you agree with that?
Uh. Okay. Here's the thing with my things on Shaq. Right. One, Would I put him ahead of Will Chamberlain? I think there can definitely be an argument that can be made. If he was in the top 10, like with Shaq, as great as he was, I don't see him as a top 10 player all time. I don't. I don't know. I don't know who I would put ahead of him, but I don't see him as a top 10 player all time.
But you have to give an explanation why.
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. I don't see because me to me like again when he was in his most dominant, I he was the most dominant player in the league, like definitely, like everything you said about him is true, 100% true. But I don't know, maybe it's just a bias on my part, but I don't know, man. I just preferred, like when it comes to like centers, right? The when I think about a center, obviously Kareem is the best center of all time. In my opinion. I think Kareem's the greatest center of all time, right? And you can't deny Will Chamberlain's numbers. His numbers are off the charts. His numbers we'll never see again. But I do think he only has one championship though. I do think he only has one.
I'm pretty sure it's two. You could look it up, but I'm pretty sure he has two championships.
But even still, Shaq has four, right? So he beats him in that department. But I don't know, man. I've always had it like for me when it comes to like centers, the greatest center that I enjoyed watching was Akeem Olajuwon. He was the one that I enjoyed watching the most, and he like in that final that he had with Orlando. And granted, Shaq was young, so I don't want to put that totally against him. But to me, Akeem Olajuwon, man, he schooled that dude.
Yeah, he did.
He schooled him. You know what I mean? But with that, like I said, if he was in the top 10, I it wouldn't bother me. So I don't really have any. Okay, he does have two. Yeah, he
Yeah,
does have
yeah,
two.
yeah. He did have
Okay,
two.
okay,
Yeah,
okay. All right, thank you. I know Malta said that too, so thank you guys for correcting me. Um,
yeah. No problem. No problem.
yeah, I wouldn't have a problem if Shaq was in the top 10. You know what I mean? Even though I don't really see him as a top. I don't see him as a top 10 player, but I can't. It's not really something I'm not passionate about. It be like, oh, he shouldn't be there at all. Like I'm not gonna do that. What else do you have a problem with the list?
All right. So, well, okay. I was gonna ask you one more thing, but okay.
Hmm. No,
Here's
you go ahead.
yeah. Right. So, I'll ask you after I give my second opinion.
Hmm.
Here's the other problem I have with this list. So yeah, so pretty much you have Shaquille O'Neal that's not on this list. That's my main one of my main beefs. Oh, and one last thing. Would you agree that that the dominance that Shaquille O'Neal showcased is something that we will never see again? I think so.
Mm, only because of the way basketball is played. Like I don't think you'll ever see. Cause I don't think you'll ever see a post player that will dominate the league like that, especially with all the 3-point shooting going on. I don't think
Yeah,
I don't think you ever see it. I just think just the way that that basketball's played now, it just it wouldn't allow it.
yeah. Like like I said before, this dude was bullying so many other centers. Like we talk about
Yeah, he
big
was he was
dudes.
unstoppable.
He was unstoppable. Double team, triple team, it would not matter. People would hack him. He would still find ways to score, just destroying,
Yeah.
annihilating everybody. I mean, to witness that, and this is the reason why this list I don't think I should take seriously.
Yeah,
Because
but
when you
what else is on the
when,
list?
when you have someone that dominant who was involved in a three-peat and who won three finals MVP back to back, and then he goes to another team. Now, granted, Dwayne Wade, was the one who lifted up that team, but still, they don't win anything without Shaq. At least in my opinion, I don't think they win a championship if Shaq's not there.
No, I
Now,
agree. I agree.
yeah, so he goes to another team and wins the championship. Mind you, like you said, even though he got destroyed, with Houston, he did go to the finals with Orlando.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
so almost every team that he gone to, he went to a championship, and he got four of them.
Well, at least for the first three. I mean, they didn't do nothing in Phoenix, even though that was really the last time he was good was when he was in Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. So yeah, so the fact that we were able to witness it and he's not in the top 10, I have a real big issue with that. Now here's my second issue.
Hmm.
I have a real huge issue of where LeBron James is. Big
Hmm.
issue. Because there are two guys that are on this list that should never be touched under any circumstance. Michael
Hmm.
Jordan, obviously, which he's fine right where he is.
Hmm.
And you need to put Kareem at number two. Kareem needs to be at number two. Now, I agree with you that he. No, wait. I think you said Hakeem Olajuwon is the best center of all time.
He's the greatest center I've ever seen. I like Kareem. Kareem is the greatest center of all time. The
Okay.
great the center that I enjoyed watching the most was Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay. So yeah. So you have a guy like Kareem, who basically had the unstoppable hook shot.
Hmm.
A guy who won 6 championships, just as much championships as Jordan.
Hmm.
All right. So you have a guy who led the whole entire league in scoring right now. He's currently number one right now, of having the most points.
Yeah, and then LeBron James is closing in on him fast.
I well now that
And there and Kareem in the latter half of his career not having the same season that LeBron James is having. You want to look up LeBron James' numbers this year?
if you want to display it, go ahead.
No, I think you need to see them. I think you need to see them.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I know what they are, but go ahead, you do your thing.
I'm
But
not. No, I'm not looking. I don't need to see him. I know what he can do. I don't have like. I think you're saying that Kareem should be number two. Where would you put LeBron?
all right, um, so yeah, so Michael Jordan is number one in my opinion. I was gonna get to this part later, but okay. But since you asked, LeBron, no, Michael Jordan is number one. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number two.
Hmm.
Number three, uh, I'm stuck on number three. I don't know if I should put LeBron James or Magic Johnson.
I'll tell you who I would put.
I don't know if I should put LeBron James or Magic
I'll tell you
Johnson.
who I would put.
I already know who would you put. And besides, you think LeBron is number one anyway.
No, I didn't
Yes,
know. No,
yes.
no. I
When
think that when he's all said and done, my thing with the whole Jordan LeBron thing is that people act like it's a crime to say that LeBron James is better than Michael Jordan.
it is a crime
It's not a crime.
because he's not better than Kareem.
Okay,
And remember, we have people that say that LeBron is not even better than Kobe.
all right, that's a lie.
Yeah, people
Like,
say that he's not even better than Kobe Bryant.
look. Like I said, look up his numbers this year. Look at how old he is. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his latter half didn't put up those numbers. Magic Johnson offensively never put up the numbers that LeBron James did. Never. And to me, the guy who I always compared LeBron James to is Magic Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Because they had similar skill. They're probably the same height. Probably LeBron's probably a little taller,
Mm-hmm.
definitely bigger. But like their style of play are very similar. And personally, I can make an argument that LeBron James could be number one or two. I can make that argument. Like
That's an insult.
like I said, let me read let me read some of Malta thing. Malta said it's just that what LeBron has accomplished so far. and he said that Michael Jordan is way better.
Way
How
better.
how is he way better?
He's way better.
How?
I mean, how?
How?
He's just it. This is Michael Jordan. We're talking
No,
about
no,
the
no, no, no,
guy.
no. No,
You're talking about a guy.
you know what I don't like when people do, and I'm gonna let you talk. I don't like it when you ask them why is this guy or that guy better. Well, it's Michael Jordan. Just cause. No, give me a reason. Give me reasons.
I mean, that's a very silly question. I
No,
really,
it's not silly. When you look up the numbers, it's not silly.
it is silly because that should be a rhetorical question.
No,
But yeah, it should because
no.
you have a guy that not only dominated the league for as long as he has, not only did he have outstanding numbers, not only was he consistently good on defense, but this dude actually put fear. Like, would you agree that he put fear into a lot of people the same way Shaq did? I
Oh,
think so.
100%. Yeah, absolutely, he did.
Absolutely, he did.
Absolutely.
Nobody didn't fear LeBron James the same way people
You
feared.
know, what's funny? I heard someone else say the same thing about LeBron James, right? Like people don't put fear in like again when Jordan always played the Heat, I was scared to death. 100% I was scared to death, and truth be told, I've never felt that way about LeBron James. Never, never. But I think the reason why I think that is because of the way that teams are structured now. Like if you let's say for example, if Michael, let's say if the Bulls existed in this era, right? All someone has to do instead of now saying, "Oh well, damn, what we're gonna do? We gotta build a team. Hopefully we can. Hopefully we have to hope that he pretty much has an off game, right? Now, and this is what LeBron James went through. Now you just build super teams. Now you just Kevin Durant, you want to go to the Warriors? Come on, let's go to the Warriors, right? Like now they just build super teams now. You know what I mean? And definitely it wasn't done as overtly back in the day as it's done now. You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron, like Michael Jordan, as great as he is, and everything you said is 100% right. Like I'm not arguing that part about how great Michael Jordan was.
What's the problem?
The problem is I can give you the same thing for LeBron James. I can say all the same thing about LeBron James. The fact that LeBron James has never won a Defense Player of the Year award is a crime. It's a crime. It's an absolute crime. Because in 2011, he was the best defender in that league. He can defend 1 through 5, and I seen him do it. He defended 1 through 5. When it was time to shut down Derrick Rose in that postseason in 2011, that's what he did. He defended Dwight Howard when Dwight Howard was fucking great. You know what I mean? Like, and he was a prime time defender that never got his due because the Defensive Player of the Year award is now just it's a reputation award. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it is. It's a reputation award. Like I think Tyson Chandler won, and Tyson Chandler, a great defender, but like to me, like what did Tyson Chandler do? All he was 7'2". That's all he was. He's tall. Like LeBron James defended 1 through 5. He did a lot of the same thing that Kawhi Leonard did, and Kawhi Leonard has 2 defensive MVP, defensive player of the year awards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you say about Jordan, I can say the same thing about LeBron. But the biggest difference between the two, you can say that it's the championships and all that other stuff. To me, the biggest difference between the two is that LeBron James has done this throughout his entire career, and he's still that level. He's still that guy. He's still that guy. Every other guy on the list, Michael Jordan, when he was in the Wizards, wasn't the same player. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't the same player as he was when he was a rookie. You know what I mean? Obviously, with Magic, he had the HIV thing. That sucks for him. Okay, I think personally, I think a lot of people don't put respect on Magic Johnson's name. People forget how great he. I feel like people forget how great he was. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's because people, especially in our age group, the millennials,
Yeah,
us,
they never saw him.
yeah, we never had an opportunity, to really, watch, Magic and Kareem. We weren't obviously alive that it was the Gen X. They actually had that pleasure to watch.
Yeah.
and
But
the baby
but
boomers and so
yeah,
forth.
but like I said, like to me, like that's again, if you think Michael Jordan's better, and I have a couple comments from Malta here. If you think Michael Jordan's better, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. But I think a lot of people completely dismiss the career LeBron James has had because he doesn't measure up to Jordan when
Hmm.
it comes to ring. When it comes to rings, when it comes to everything else, he's on the same level. And there's something that he does better than Jordan. That's just a fact. And people, and when you say that, people get crazy. People get defensive, and there's nothing to get defensive about. There's nothing to get defensive about. So, from Malta here, he said that Jordan led the league in scoring 10 times, and players he was guarding couldn't get his shot up. He also said that. Oh, let me click here. Also, Jordan didn't have to join a super team to win chips.
Good
Everything he
one.
accomplished was in Chicago. Yeah, it's true, but we're not going to sit there and pretend. And I keep saying this: Jordan had all these numbers and didn't win anything until his team developed in the first 3 years. That's fine, but in the second three-peat, he had Dennis Rodman. He had not only did he have Scottie Pippen, he also had Dennis Rodman. They had arguably the best trio of defenders in the league. Like they may not have been a super team in the sense of what they're doing now, but like you can't like he played with two Hall of Famers.
Yeah, but Dennis Rodman was not a scorer, you know that.
That's fine, but he's in the all he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
Yeah, I know, but just
He's
want
an all-time 75 best player for a reason.
just want to make sure, just want to let you remember that he
Yeah,
wasn't a
yeah.
scorer though.
All I'm saying is that that the conversation is not ridiculous. It's not.
It is.
It's not.
I think it is.
It's
I
just
think I
not.
think I think it's an insult.
It's not an insult. It's not.
It's an insult. You have a guy who changed the culture. We have a guy who
And you don't think
basically
LeBron James had done that too?
not in the sense of how let me name you just a couple of guys that I'm when I mean by changing the culture of the game. I'm talking about guys like how Iverson did it. I'm talking about how obviously Michael Jordan did it, and how there's one more
LeBron James did it.
Shaquille O'Neal. Who else? Who else? And Steph Curry. That's the one I want
I
to say.
I think LeBron James is right up there.
LeBron James not even close to what
Are
those
you are
guys
you
did.
are you serious? Where do you think all this empowerment of player empowerment came from? Where do you think that trend started from?
You think LeBron James started that?
1,000%.
What LeBron James started is making the league soft. That's what he started. That's what he
How,
started.
how, how, how do you do that?
Because now we no longer it's all oh buddy, let's all get together. It's no longer about competition like it used to be. That's what he did. Am I right or wrong? Who if it's not LeBron, who did that?
That's dumb. All right.
Who did
That's
that? Who
dumb.
did that? No, you only
That's
say that
dumb.
because you have
No,
no
no, no,
comeback.
no, no.
That's a
It's not.
fact. That's 100% fact.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
He's the one that did that.
No, he didn't. Because
Oh,
because
who did?
that wasn't the first big three that started. Do you remember the one in Boston?
No, wait. Hold on. Now you want to use Boston as a let's all Boston. When Boston did that whole big three thing, once again, we still had competition in the whole league.
They won the championship the first year that they got together.
Okay. Then what happened?
Huh?
Then what happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
Then what happened?
They lost.
No,
I
no,
think they
no.
lost to Orlando. Right, the
Okay.
second year, they lost to Orlando, and then the third year they got back to the finals, and then the Heat kicked their ass and ended that reign.
Well, LeBron James did. He gathered all of his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Boston did. This was like
A trade.
This was a trade.
It was a trade. Yeah.
It's not. Is nowhere near the same.
No.
LeBron James gathered all of his friends together,
Mm-hmm.
and they formed a huge super team. Now, luckily, for me and like how everybody else, we still had competition throughout the league. Unlike what Kevin Durant did, with when he went to Golden State. At least we still had competition because, like I said before, we still had 5 teams during the whole Big Three era. With so to speak, with Boston and Miami, we still had five different teams winning championships during that time.
Okay, that's fine.
You
But
know,
like,
you had Boston,
but
then
you
you
said
had
but
LA,
you said that he
then you
ended
had
you said that he ended competition in the league, and you're just now telling me that the league was still competitive.
yeah, the league was still competitive, but what he did was he gathered all of his friends. Like I said, he
Hmm.
gathered all of his friends, and it became like instead of seeing let the best man win, he ended that. It's about let's just join this guy, let's just join that guy, let's just join this guy, let's just join that guy. That's pretty much
That's
what
what
it
the
is
league.
now.
That's what the league is now, right?
Hmm?
That's what the league is now, right?
Who started it?
And the guy you said that didn't have as much of an impact as anybody else. My point is that he started he's the one that really put player empowerment in there. And Malta said player empowerment or quitting on your team. What team did he quit on?
Oh,
What
like
team? What team?
maybe is he talking about when they left? Are you talking about when he left Miami or when he left Cleveland the first time?
Like probably when he left Cleveland the first time. Like I'm like he didn't quit on that team. He was a free agent and he decided to go somewhere else. It's that simple. Because
No,
frankly, he wasn't gonna win. He wasn't gonna win jack shit over there if he stayed in Cleveland. He wasn't.
yeah, but for you to say that he had the exact same impact Michael Jordan did
I'm
or
not
Steph
saying he.
Curry did,
I'm not. Look, I'm not saying it's the same. I'm saying he absolutely did have an impact on the league. You think that you think that the player empowerment movement in the league didn't start with him? It 100% started with him. 100%.
I'll agree.
And his influence is reaching out to other sports. It is.
Mm, that's a stretch. I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't. No,
That's
it's
not
not. It's not. It's not a stretch.
no, because I still think that, and even in other sports, they care about being the
That
best and beating the best. Don't
that's
you think?
fine. But like
Yeah.
that. But a lot of people see that LeBron James still represents that, and it's more about creating the narrative for yourself, creating your own narrative. That's something that LeBron James started.
Hmm.
So like, okay, so you think so? Where would you rank LeBron?
All right. So I will put LeBron. I kind of changed my mind. So I put Michael Jordan number one,
Hmm.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number two,
Hmm.
and I put number three. I would put LeBron James.
Because you were gonna put him number 4,
Yeah, I was gonna put him at
and
number
then
four.
I convinced you to put him in number 3.
No, like well, I remember I have always put him at number three. It was always a toss up for me. Obviously, I had to pick one, but it was a huge toss up for me. Now, here's my top five. Obviously it's Michael, Kareem, LeBron, Magic Johnson, and Tim Duncan. That's the other problem. Now, I don't want to make this too long. That's the other problem that I have with this list. I think Tim Duncan is way too far down at number eight. I think he should be at number five. If it's not Tim Duncan, then Shaquille O'Neal. It's a toss up between those two
Okay.
at the number five spot. At the
Okay.
number five spot. Now, you're gonna find this surprising, and I think Malta might get upset when I say this. I think the reason why Kobe Bryant is at number 10
Hmm.
is because of the fact that ESPN probably got influenced by a lot of the players that constantly, was giving, Kobe Bryant credit, like, like the Paul Pierce
Hmm.
and, Jalen Rose and whatnot, was constantly, oh, and Steven Jackson, they're constantly, was, giving shout out, to Kobe Bryant, that ESPN finally decided to do it, or they did that because he died, he passed.
Hmm.
And let me tell you why. Now, I don't think you remember this list, but this is going to be real quick and then we can move on. I don't think you remember this list, but I had showed you this list on Facebook a while back, and then you said, who in the world would you pull off from that list? So here's the list that
Hmm.
I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me.
All right. So before while you're looking, Malta said that his list is MJ number 1, Kareem number 2, Shaq number 3, Magic number 4, Wilt number 5. Yeah, Wilt 5, LeBron 6, Larry 7, Kobe 8, Russell 9, and Hakeem is 10.
Okay, so wait. So okay, so you don't have this. This is assuming LeBron wins more chips. Otherwise, he's eighth. Okay, okay. So he has LeBron at number six. Do you have a problem with Malta's list?
I definitely don't agree with it.
Why don't you agree with it?
Because one, I'm not putting Shaq over. I'm not putting Shaq over LeBron. Like I said, I can go either or with Magic. And no, actually no. I put LeBron over Magic, and I put him over Wilt. To
You know
me,
what?
to
Yeah,
me,
go ahead. Go ahead.
LeBron James to me is the top three basketball player of all time. Top three.
LeBron.
Hmm.
Hmm. Like for me, I could understand why he has Shaq at number three because, as I said before, Shaq completely destroyed the league by himself.
I'm not debating
By
that.
himself.
But ultimately, if you honestly believe that LeBron James only having four championships is a disappointment, what do you think? What do you think Shaq's career? Wouldn't you think that is even more of a disappointment?
That Shaq only has four.
Hmm.
Yes, he admitted it himself. If he had actually worked on his free throws, he probably would have won more championships. He would have had way more points if he would work on his free throws. But of his size and his dominance, it really didn't. It probably cost him at least one ring, probably at least at the very least one ring by not working on his free throws. Because that's a lot of points that he could have made or that he could have gotten if he would at was at least a 70% free throw shooter.
Do you have the picture?
Yeah. Now, this is the picture that I need to share to you and to Malta. Because I think it's time for me to expose ESPN some more.
Hmm.
Can you
Now
see it?
I do want to say this. While I can sit here and okay,
Can you see it?
yeah, this is Fox now. Oh, okay. So you got ESPN, Fox Sports Illustrated. Okay.
Now, this is why I said I want to expose ESPN. But since you have everybody else on here, Kobe
Mm-hmm.
Bryant is nowhere near on any of these lists.
Mm-mm. When was this list made?
Well, obviously this list is really not that old because they have Tim Duncan on here and,
Yeah.
and Shaquille O'Neal on here,
Hmm.
and they have Hakeem. So
Hmm.
this list is really not that old. Tim Duncan just retired just a few years ago.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. What changed? Because look, so let's put Fox Sports Illustrated and Bleacher on the side real quick, right?
Hmm.
So you have Michael Jordan, Kareem, you have LeBron at number three. So see, once again, this is proof that this list is really not that old. Then they have Magic Johnson, Will Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, Shaq, and Hakeem Olajuwon. This is ESPN's top 10. What
Hmm.
changed?
The employees changed. Like
No. I'm
they
talking about
probably
like how did Kobe Bryant not make the list, but suddenly he makes the list now?
again. Like this is not a like the way they do these lists. Like they're not. It could be just one guy doing the list. It could be like a group of people doing the list.
I
Like,
think it's
but
a group.
yeah, it could be a group, but that group changes over time. That group changes. That group changes. So it's like this is not a surprise to me.
Okay, all right. So real quick, what problem do you have with this original list?
I don't. I don't.
Again, put everybody else aside for now. We're just talking about ESPN because that's the company I want to expose real quick.
Uh-huh.
What problem do you have with this list?
I don't really have a problem with the list. I really don't. I don't have a problem with it.
You think this list is good?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
So who would you remove to put Kobe Bryant in?
Me personally, no one.
Wait, hold on, wait, hold on, wait. Now all of a sudden, no one.
Me personally, no. Like I said, I already told you that my Hakeem Olajuwon is my favorite center of all time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I'm not. I don't want. I'm not going to remove Shaq. But if we're going to be frank with this,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kobe has more championships than Shaq. He
He has
does.
more. He has more than championship than Kareem too. I mean more than the Hakeem too.
Yeah, yeah. But I like watching Hakeem over Shaq and Kobe. So he's gonna be in my top 10.
Who?
Hakeem.
All right. Who is your top 10, by the way?
Honestly, honestly, if I had to be honest with you, I think this list right here is probably what my list would be.
ESPN's
Hmm
that
it probably would be that list. But look, obviously, me personally, I would have LeBron. I would have LeBron number two. I would
you
have
would have.
LeBron. I would have LeBron over Kareem.
Okay, having a why would you have LeBron? Again, I understand we didn't watch Kareem play
Hmm
or Magic play, but why ahead of Kareem, knowing that he had six
Longevity,
championships?
longevity, longevity. Like I'm you look at for example, LeBron James was drafted one, Carmelo Anthony was drafted number two.
Okay.
Like who look at who how they played back then, and look at how they play now. Who would you pick?
Oh, LeBron over Carmelo in a heartbeat.
Yeah, and that was in 2003. That's almost 20 years ago, and
Hmm.
he's putting up some of the best numbers of his career now. He's putting up some of the best numbers of his career now. How can I not respect that?
I
How
mean,
can
you
I
could.
not respect that?
You could definitely respect it, but people would actually use that, against them because they'll say, "What do you have to show for it? You only have 4 rings, and you've been in the league for almost 20 years."
Hey man, like he wasted a good portion of his career carrying dog shit in Cleveland. Like he spent a good portion of his career carrying dog shit in Cleveland. After he left Miami, he had to go up against a juggernaut in the Warriors. Like he had to go against the Warriors, and like it's not like I don't put like I said, and I don't want to get through this argument again. The only finals I put the loss on him is 2011.
Against Dallas.
Yeah, that's the only one that I put that on. If he was average, if he was his normal self, they win that championship easy. He would have had his fifth.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only finals I put that on.
Everything else you let him slide.
Essentially, yeah. Because like I said, I'm not interested. Like to you, you're always
Wait,
looking.
hold on. So you let him slide when he faced the Warriors.
Yeah, because the
Not
first,
not
the
not,
first.
not not the first one. Not the first one. I'm not talking about the first one. I'm
I
talking about I'm
mean,
talking about the
he had
third
to
one.
go, he had to go up against a team that has Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and KD. Like
But I
one of
thought you said that stuff doesn't matter.
no, it does matter when the team's better than yours.
No, 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 no. Hold on. See, now, this is where I'm going to catch you.
I
You,
go
you,
catch
you,
me.
you said that Kevin Durant could have gone to any team that he wants. If he goes to and makes a super
Yeah,
team, it
absolutely.
doesn't it doesn't
That
matter.
don't change. That don't
You
change.
said screw. You said
That don't
screw
change.
competition.
That don't change.
Yeah,
That didn't change.
yeah. Okay,
That
so
don't change.
why? So since that's the case, why aren't you holding that against LeBron?
What, what am I holding? What am I? Wait. What am I holding against LeBron?
Since LeBron is so good, he should have beaten that team, right?
If he had enough, if they were good enough, yeah. They breezed through the Eastern Conference those years. They breezed through it. They didn't have no competition in the Eastern Conference. The only team that they couldn't beat is the Warriors. That's it. I'm not gonna blame him for that because
Why not?
he put up great numbers. He put up great numbers. This is that the Warriors team were better. That's
Why,
it.
why, why, why don't you just admit it's because the Warriors brought in Kevin Durant?
They did. Yeah, they did. And I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that. All right,
Well,
let me read some of Malta's takes. He said, "Yes, I agree. Shaq could have won more if he tried harder. Context matters." And then he said that LeBron's 2016 Finals victory is more impressive than both of KD's rings combined.
absolutely, 100%,
All right,
100%,
hey, look, they all count the same. They all count the
one
same.
hundred percent.
They all count the same. At the end of the day, they all count the same.
Yeah, but
They,
obviously LeBron James ring is a much better story. It means more than KD cheapens it. It's fraudulent in my opinion.
all right, that's fine. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. Like I said, but at the end of the day, they all count as one.
Well, okay, but in any case,
Hmm.
like I said before, when you look, and again, Malta, I know you love Kobe Bryant a lot, but I just wanted to bring the facts real quick that Kobe Bryant was nowhere near in any of these people's list. He was
Yeah,
he,
yeah. I don't think he's in the top 10 in any of them.
and on none of them.
Hmm.
And look, and when you think about it, look at this list. You have Kareem and Michael Jordan pretty much, well, except for Bleacher. Where's Kareem at on here? Okay, he's number four. But with these three, at least at the time, oh wait, hold on. LeBron James is in second. Kareem is second on here, and Kareem is second on here. Okay, so and these two, Kareem is number two,
Hmm.
right? And you don't have Kobe Bryant on here. This is why I said that I honestly believe the reason why Kobe Bryant is on the list now is because he passed away. Because again, unless you are right, it's because of the staff, you know, um,
Turnover. Yeah.
yeah, different staff, people, having different, of opinions and whatnot. That could be it also.
Hmm.
But
I'm sure. Look, I'm not gonna sit there and deny that could be his death might have played a role.
I thought
I,
he was gonna call me. I thought he was gonna call me crazy for saying
No,
that.
no, 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 no. No, it's true. Like it plays a role, but like we're not gonna sit here and pretend that he didn't accomplish anything. You know
No,
what
no,
I'm saying?
he absolutely he did. Absolutely, Kobe Bryant did. And
And
again,
I mean, and you look at the his influence on the league is just as relevant. I think he had a major impact on the league.
oh for sure,
Absolutely, like yeah. So
oh
I
for
mean,
sure. Like
I'm not.
you had a guy who people just adored and loved so much, but yeah, also you had a guy that people hated so much.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's crazy, man. But like you said, it is unfortunate that he passed away. I would have loved to have seen him progress even further into what he could have done, what
Oh,
he
for
could have
sure.
meant, not only for obviously for the NBA for his daughter, but I think he was a big advocate for the WNBA. He was someone who had a lot of he was someone who had a lot of cool opinions. I know he had an ESPN thing with detail. I think he was the first athlete to do that, where he would detail all the specific things that certain players would do and stuff like that. Like he had a great basketball mind, and it is like I said, it's unfortunate what happened. So it sucks. I mean, because I think that like I wasn't always the biggest Kobe Bryant fan, but in later years, he obviously was more more someone that endearing to the public eye.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So I mean, is there anything else that you want to complain about before we move on?
No, no, no. I think those are the three complaints that I had. Like I don't have a problem Bill Russell on this list. I don't have a problem with Larry Bird. Again, I would move Tim Duncan
Hmm.
and I would put him at the it's either Tim Duncan or Shaq at the number five spot.
Okay.
Everybody else goes down. So my top five is Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, then it's LeBron James, then it's Magic Johnson, and whoever with Shaquille O'Neal and Tim Duncan. That's my top five. Everybody else, is basically here. The Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Oscar Robinson. I mean, yeah, sure. I didn't see him play either, but
Mhm.
fine, sure.
All right.
And Kobe Bryant, I mean, I understand why you like Hakeem.
Hmm.
Trust me, I understand that you like Hakeem, and frankly, when you let me go back, real quick. Um, where is it? Here, Sports Illustrated, Jerry West made the top 10
Hmm.
instead of Kobe Bryant. That kind of shocked me too, because didn't Jerry West only won one championship?
Likely, but like I said, he's the logo, so that's always gonna be people's sticking point with Jerry West. As far as I'm concerned, you know, in my opinion, I think Dwayne Wade had a better career than Jerry West. So you know,
Oh snap!
so
But you don't have him on your top 10 either.
no,
Yeah,
no.
even though I'm going to give you credit
Hmm.
instead of a demerit, because I know how much you love Dwayne Wade, but the fact that you were, oh gosh.
No, it'll be answered soon. Don't worry.
Okay, so but the fact that you didn't have Dwayne Wade on your top 10, that I'm
No,
very
if in my personal list, he's in my top 10. in
Oh, in
my
your
personal
personal
list.
list.
Yeah,
Personal list.
but
All right.
all time, I'm not gonna put him top 10.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I understand.
Give me one second. Give me one second.
All right. So yeah. So that pretty much that's really all I have to say. Um. Once again, I really want to call out ESPN for their bogus list, because once again, if you're going to put Kobe Bryant here but you never had him on your list originally, because you had Tim Duncan instead, and you had Shaquille O'Neal instead. Now suddenly you remove Shaquille O'Neal, which doesn't make any sense to me. Because once again, like, what changed? Like, what actually changed? It really doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if they had removed let me see who's on, because let me think. Hold on, wait a minute. Oscar Robinson is not even on their list. LeBron James, Magic Johnson, Wilt, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, and Hakeem Olajuwon. So Oscar Robinson wasn't even on the original list, and I'm pretty sure they had other lists before. Other lists, before this. I couldn't find them, but
All right,
uh,
I'm back.
yeah. So I pretty much what I was telling Malta was
Mhm.
it's just very strange looking at this list from the past and look at this list currently, because I just noticed in the original list, Oscar Robertson is not on this list. Oscar
Oh,
Robertson is not on this list. Shaquille O'Neal was on this list.
hmm
So you removed Shaquille O'Neal and Hakeem, and you put Oscar Robertson and you put Kobe. Now again, in my opinion, when Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal played together, in my opinion, Shaquille O'Neal was the best player in that league and the best player on that team. Because you can't be the best player on that team if you're not the best player in the league, or vice versa. So so I'm just calling ESPN out for their BS, for their bogus top 10. Because again, what changed? Not just the Kobe Bryant thing, but the Shaquille O'Neal thing. What changed?
the staff,
So
whoever created the list, lots of things change. All right,
all right, so yeah, we'll move on now.
okay. All right, so yeah, so yeah, this is also your topic. This is something that we've been meaning to talk about for a while now. Um, yeah, I mean, you might as well do the share thing.
Righty. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make this like really short, because I couldn't find the original article, because we've
Uh,
been putting this thing on hold for so long
mhm.
that now I couldn't find the original article that I had. Oh, maybe I had it, but then I just got confused. But I've been meaning to talk about this for the past few weeks, because I really think it's unfortunate and I think it's unfair. So here we have the Leah, where it says 16 UPenn swimmers, excuse me, asks asks school not to challenge transgender policy that could block teammate Leah Thomas from competing. Now, I had a different article than this,
Mhm.
but like crap, like I
Come
can't
on, man.
remember what
Hey,
happened.
hold on.
I guess Havana has more interruptions. Oh man, yeah, we
Okay,
really need
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
everything. All right, man.
Yeah, it's fine, man. Like this constantly bothering me like shit. Like,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right. So, a letter written on behalf of 16 members of University of Pennsylvania swim team was sent to the university and the Ivy League on Thursday, asking that they not pursue legal action to challenge the NCAA new transgender athlete participation policies. The letter was written by Nancy Hogsheed. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah.
Make Macker, CEO champion woman, and an Olympic champion in swimming, on behalf of 16 members of swim team. The NCAA new policies could potentially block swimmer Leah Thomas from competing in March NCAA championships. Thomas, a transgender woman, which means this was born a man, who swims for the Quakers women's swim team, won the women's 100 and 200-yard freestyle at Harvard last month and set record times on the women's team this season. She had previously competed on the men's swimming team at Penn, and underwent 2 years of hormone therapy. Now, before I continue reading,
Hmm.
they said that she was, or he, she, whatever, was like pretty much at the bottom when she was competing against the men.
That's the
Not
case.
even close. Huh?
That was the case.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And the fact that and this is what I was trying to tell you before, and you and I had this argument, I think last year or the year before,
Hmm.
where you said, well, it shouldn't really necessarily matter because, it's not in a team base setting. And I was trying to tell you that what would happen if you have multiple people who becomes, a transgender, and they compete on the opposite sex, and, just annihilate the league. And I think that's unfair. I think this is entirely unfair. And for them to basically tell them not to, make a lawsuit or not go against this, like I really believe, this is, you're putting more strain on the women. This is what women oppression really is, because you're not even giving them an opportunity to compete anymore when you do stuff like this. You don't. And as I've said before, and I'll say this to you again, Havinel, again, this is why that when it comes to this whole transgender nonsense, it does not belong. It's unfair. It doesn't fit into society. Why? Because when you try to make it fit, this is what you get. You get unfairness. You get real oppression. You are annihilating women's sports when this stuff happens. And it's because of people like you, when you give the nonchalant attitude, well, I don't care, live your life. This is not my life. This doesn't concern me. This is not my problem. But yet, I could have sworn you were always in favor of equal opportunity. I thought you were always in favor of giving people a fair shake. Is this giving the girls a fair shake? No, it's not. When will people finally come to grips that men and women are different? We're not the same. We're not the same. We're not equal. We're two completely different beings. Completely different. This is why. This is why now these women are unable to compete. And let me tell you something. And let me say this, because I can't wait to see what you have to say. I can't wait to hear what you have to say. This ruins not only, when it comes to, like, whether, if you want to call it, sponsorships, scholarships, all of that stuff gets taken away because they're constantly losing. They're losing, and it's unfair. And now their names are not going to
Oh,
be.
that's not true. But that's not true.
I think it's true.
No, you think it's true. The fact is, it's not true.
You, you,
Not everyone who gets scholarships are winners. You know what
okay.
I'm saying? That's not how that works.
I think so. I I
Well,
I
you're
I,
you're
I
wrong,
I
but
think so.
continue.
No, you can say I'm wrong, but they're not
You're
giving
wrong.
they're not going to give somebody who doesn't play good a scholarship. I don't buy that for a second. I don't buy that. If you do, that's fine. But from what I've witnessed over the years, I never seen that happen before. But anyway, I want to
You're
hear
not. You're
what
not. You're not. You're not paying attention.
I want to hear what response you have to make.
Okay, on the whole thing, 'cause I don't really have too much to say about
Of
this.
course you don't.
But let me just, cause I watched the ESPN special on this, and Multi agrees with you. It totally ruins the competition. So he agrees with you. Here's my thing. Cause I saw the ESPN thing, right? Now it was originally believed. Now again, I could be wrong. Cause like I said, I only watched it one time, so I could be wrong. But apparently, and Leah Thompson, she wasn't interviewed for this. To my knowledge, I think they said that she wanted to still compete with the men, but that it wasn't allowed due to the rules. If you're going through 2 years of hormone therapy, then obviously she has to compete with the gender that she identifies as, which is a woman, right? Now, here's the thing: you can look at the fact is, I understand the idea of wanting everyone to have a fair shake. I get it.
I hope
The
you do.
problem is, the problem is that you look at her records, and it's like you can't tell me with a straight face that that can be accomplished by another woman. You can't.
Get the hell out of here,
No,
dude.
you dumbass. I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Wait,
agreeing with you.
Wait, what you said that it can be accomplished by another
They
woman?
can't.
Oh, it can't. Oh, okay, okay,
Can't.
okay,
You
okay.
look at like she's broken so many records. Obviously, she has an advantage. That's just what it is. Now, the difference between me and you. Here's the big difference between me and you. I don't have this issue with them when it comes to I don't want this to be, oh, she's the villain. I don't want Leah Thompson becoming a villain. At the end of the day, all she wants to do is just live her life. That's it. That's all she wants to do is live her life. Right?
Stop right there.
She had no. I'm not stopping.
No, no, stop
I let
right
you
there.
talk. I let you talk. I let you talk. I didn't interrupt you. Right? All she wants to do is live her life. She wants to swim. I get that. The problem is that when you're competing in a competition, she has an advantage. I don't care what anybody wants to try to justify, because there's some people who are trying to say, oh, well, she should have a right to compete and stuff like that. And I get it, but the problem is that she has a built-in advantage. Because you can't look at the record and say she don't have an advantage. She clearly does. She clearly does. But my overall point is that regardless of what decision that the NCAA makes, my thing is that don't make her out to be the one that's the villain here. If you want to have an outright discussion about transgender athletes in this space, have a genuine discussion about it. If you feel like they have an advantage, especially when it comes to a man transitioning into a woman, because that's where the real advantage comes from. No one talks about the reverse. They only talk about the man transitioning into a woman. Have a real discussion, and if you have a conclusion, stick to your conclusions, and stick to your conclusion. That's it. Be the adults in the room. The only thing is that what I don't like from people like you is that you make these people out to be like they're evil. You make them out to be like they're less than, which is part of the problem. Which is part of the problem. This is why they have a hard time being accepted, because they have people like you who judge them based on what they're dealing with. And again, you can do that all you want. I'm not. I don't want to have this argument with you about your thoughts on transgenderism. I know what it is. We're not going to change each other's mind. All I'm saying is that when it comes to this, come up with a solution. That's what you're there for. Leaders need to lead. If you see what I see, and they see what you see, they know that there's an issue. They know that there's an issue, right? So handle the situation, and do it in a way that doesn't make her out to be the bad guy or bad girl, whatever. But also be fair to the competition. That's what leaders do. They make the tough decisions. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. If you want to, you want to continue, go ahead. But that's really all I have to say.
Okay. Now you said that she has to. I wanted to make sure I didn't forget because I told you to stop, but you said you wanted to keep going,
Hmm.
and I'll let you continue. Now you said, let me read that because I wrote it down. You said, "Oh, she should just live her life. She should do what she wants. She should live. She should live her life.
Hmm.
If somebody wants to live their life the way they see fit, do whatever it is that you want to do. The problem is, once you start opposing that life towards to other people, that is a problem. That's the
Is
problem.
she opposing her life to you?
Why does it have to be me directly?
Because you're
Can't
the one that's
why can't
complaining about it. You're
why,
the one complaining
exactly
about it.
because it's wrong.
Okay, then.
It's
But
wrong
you said that when you start opposing their lives onto you, that's a problem.
when they start opposing to life to other
No,
people.
no,
That
no.
is a
You.
problem.
You said to you.
No, I didn't say me.
Yeah, you said. Yeah, you said you.
No, I said
Because right now you're the one. You're the one that's complaining about it.
when you have people who are living their life, but then once they live that life and then it starts to oppose to other people, interfering with other people's lives and accomplishments, that is a problem. That's exactly what she's doing because this is unfairness. She clearly has, well, he clearly has the advantage, and that's the problem that you have. This is when it was you, me, and Riddler and who else was with us? A few other people was with us when we was at Fuddruckers, We was all eating at Fuddruckers, and you and I had this huge debate about Wade and his kid and transgenderism, as a whole.
Mhm.
I told you from day one, from Jump Street, I told you that you cannot accept the lie. You cannot embrace deception. You cannot embrace confusion.
All right.
All this, all this constantly will just lead to more confusion and more unfairness because
What's unfair about Zaya and what's unfair with Zaya?
No. Hold on. Let's stick to the.
No. You brought her up.
I brought
her up.
No.
So explain what's unfair with her.
Listen, I brought her up so I could have you remember the discussion that we had.
I know the discussion. You don't have to bring her up.
No. But
you brought her up.
I brought her up.
You brought her up because
listen,
what's the unfair?
I brought her up. Listen. No.
What's your argument? What's your argument? Because the thing is that you want to have your cake and eat it too. You want the argument framed as, oh, it's unfair, but you complained about Zaya, which had nothing to do with any type of competition. Had nothing to do with that.
I'm not going to go off topic.
It was a father.
I'm not going to go off topic.
No. It is on topic because you brought her up.
I brought her up for the sake so you could remember what I'm talking about.
I remember.
Okay, so then let's move on from that.
No. Because the thing is that you can't answer that question. Now that's why you want to move on. You can't answer that question.
It's still deception.
Okay, it don't matter if it's deception. But
does
it affect you? Does it affect you?
It's deception.
Does it affect you and does it affect other people? The Leah Thompson thing, I understand that 100%.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
I just told you I agree with you. I said I agree with you. The difference here's the big difference. Here's the big difference. You want to frame her as the bad person. You want to shame her for her decision. Yes. I'm not interested in doing that.
Yes.
I'm not interested in doing that.
Yes.
I'm not interested in doing that.
But by doing that, you're negating the fact that these women have to deal with this BS. That's what you're negating.
I'm not negating anything. I just told you that I agree with you on the Leah Thompson thing. I agree with you there.
Then obviously somebody is responsible. It's not the women that's competing. So who's responsible? He is.
The NCAA. The NCAA. They're the one that are responsible for coming up with a rule or a law to see if whether or not she can compete or not.
It's them, and it's people like you for catering to these transgender people by saying, "Oh, once they become a transgender, they are officially a woman." No, it's not. I told you this many years ago, and I'm going to tell you this now. You cannot sit here and say that once a man transitions to a woman, it's officially a woman or legally a woman, but suddenly when it comes to competition, oh, you're not a woman anymore. This is the type of deception and confusion I'm talking about. It's stupid and it's pathetic.
Listen, this said that you hate transgender.
No. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're wrong.
Now I'm wrong. Suddenly,
no, you're wwrong.
Suddenly, now I'm wrong.
No. The problem is that you hate transgender people. Just admit it, and we can move on.
No,
because there really is nothing else to discuss.
Don't try to change. Don't try to change the subject here.
No. We agree on the subject. We agree on the subject. But the thing that I disagree with you on is that you want to shame her for her decision. That's all you want to do this for.
No.
You don't give two flying fucks about Penn State swimming team. You don't give a flying fuck. When the last time you watched them swim?
Listen.
When the last time you watched them swim?
It's hard for me to watch them on TV. They're barely on TV.
You can find it though.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
You don't find.
You can.
Maybe if you have a special package on cable.
Come on.
But the only college NCAA college sports that I watch, I barely watch basketball, but I do watch the gymnastics team. I do watch that. They sometimes they'll show it on NBC at times, but I never seen a college swim team on TV. And how dare you tell me that I don't give a crap? You know how much I care about the Olympics. You know how I care about all of those sports.
We're talking about college. We're talking about college sport. I didn't say nothing about the Olympics. I'm talking about college.
Okay. If it was on TV, I would watch because just the same way I watch the gymnastics, the NCAA gymnastics. I just finished watching LSU against Alabama. Just a couple weeks ago, and in the gymnastics
Yeah,
team.
okay, I get it. But the fact,
But so
but here's the thing:
if the swimming was on TV, I would watch.
there are ways to find it. If you want me to show you, I can show you. But like at the end of the day, here my thing is this: the NCAA, do what you gotta do. That's all. That's all I'm gonna govern. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Govern. That's all. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Everything else about trying to shame her, I'm not interested in that. I'm not, because at the end of the day, I don't care.
Of course
So
you
why? So
don't.
what?
Of
I
course
don't
you
care.
don't. You don't
So
have
why? So what?
you don't have the same energy when it comes to transgender and the unfairness when it comes to the competition. You don't have the same energy. You don't.
I just told you that I agree with you on the record.
You just said
I
you don't
mentioned it
care.
myself.
You just said you don't care.
No, I don't care about judging her. I don't care about judging her. That's all you want to do. I don't care. Because her life, his life, whatever the fuck, does not affect me. The only thing that always that irritates me, and that's always been a
Why
bugaboo
should it
with
affect
you.
you?
No. The only thing that affects
Why
me
should
is
it affect you?
no. Let me talk.
Why should it affect you?
The only thing that affects me is when people are dragging innocent people down because of who they are. I don't like that. I don't like that when it comes. I don't like that when it comes to anything. When people, especially when they're not doing anything wrong.
This is wrong.
No. You could say that you could say that what the decision's wrong, but her wanting to pursue her passion is not wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes, when it interferes with other people, it's wrong. I told you that already.
I don't agree.
It's affecting the women now.
Let's agree to disagree.
It's affecting the women now. It's affecting them now.
Let's agree to disagree. But
Is it affecting the women now? Yes or no.
I don't know because like I said, they haven't made a decision yet. I don't know. I don't think they made a decision. I don't think the NCAA. I don't think the NCAA has made a decision.
Don't say that you agree. Then
Don't
say that you agree. You're going back and forth and flip flopping and
I'm
saying
not flip-flopping.
that's what you're doing right now. You just said that now you don't know. You agree with me, but now you say you don't know.
Listen to what I'm saying before be quiet and let me talk. When it comes like at the end of the day, they can ban her now, and none of this is gonna matter anymore. They can still put in the rule. They can still put in the law. They can still put in the rule. That's when I said that I don't know. Like I don't know if it's going to ultimately affect them. I don't know because, like I said, they haven't. I don't think they made a decision yet.
It's affecting them right now, currently.
Okay, but it can all change with the ruling. Yes or no?
It could change.
Yeah. My thing is that at the end of the day, I'm not interested in I'm not interested in judging her. I don't care what she does with her life. I don't care.
We're not talking about that.
No. I'm talking about that. That's what I'm talking about.
You're talking about this. This is the topic. This
is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. At the end of the day, they make the decision how they want to make the decision. That's it. All I'm saying is that I'm not interested in trashing her for pursuing her passion. You can do that because you don't like transgender people. That's fine. I'm not doing that. Not interested. So I mean, if you have anything else to say, I'm done. Malta said you want a man. By the way,
what was that?
You want a man. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
It's a horrible movie. It's a horrible movie.
Well, okay. So this is the part where you basically agree with this paragraph. We fully support Leah Thomas in her decision to affirm her gender identity and to transition from a man to a woman. She didn't from a man to a woman. She's still a man.
Okay.
He's still a man. Period. Want to know why? Because biology says so. That's why.
Okay.
Her DNA says so. White.
Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
The chromosome says so. That's why. That's a fact.
Okay.
Leah has every right to live her life authentically. The letter says.
Mm-hmm.
However, we also recognize that when it comes to sports competition, that the biology of sex is a separate issue from someone's gender identity.
I agree. That's what it should be.
Well, you agree now?
You're not listening to anything I'm saying. Like you're not listening to anything I'm saying.
Okay, have enough. Okay, before I continue reading, answer this one question.
Okay.
Let me answer this question, and please, I just want a yes or no. That would be suffice.
Hmm.
Should Leah Thomas compete with women right now, biological women right now?
No.
Okay, one more question. Since that's the case,
Hmm.
the right thing to do is for her to be removed.
Yeah.
Answer the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
My
she.
and but the thing is that my overall point. No, 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 no. Because you're not getting this far. You're not getting this far. Whatever they decide to do is what they decide to do. My only thing is that don't make her out to be some type of villain. Don't make her out to be some type of evil person that's doing this, that has a hidden agenda to this. Because I
This
don't believe that that's the case. You
have
may
enough.
believe it. That's fine. I'm
Have
not
enough.
interested in demonizing her.
Have
You
enough.
are because you hate transgender people.
Have
I'm
enough.
I'm not. I'm not.
Have enough.
But go ahead.
I don't understand why you constantly harping over the fact that, oh, you're not interested in having her the villain, all this other stuff. You just said verbatim that he clearly has the advantage. Yes or
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Guess what? That's cheating. That's cheating. What do you mean? Of course obviously he is the villain here. It's not the women. It's not the women who's actually competing fairly. It's the one that's cheating. It is the one who was actually a man, got surgery, suddenly you're a woman now, and she's competing against people who were born women. I'm sorry. That's cheating to me. That's deception and that's confusion. This stuff does not fit and it does not belong to society. I'm sorry. It does not. And as you can see right here in this article, and the women that actually have to go through this type of BS, it is proof that it doesn't belong. That is proof right there. This is exactly what I've been trying to tell you for all these years. But yet, oh, I'm this evil person for thinking this way. This is just the truth.
No, 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 no. I'm not
This
saying. I'm not saying. No, no, no. Here's my point. My point is, you can agree. You can say the first thing that was said in the paragraph without trying to make her out to be some type of awful person because you think it's cheating, which is just a scapegoat for you hating transgender people. Let's be real.
It
You
is
you
cheating. It is
Malta said
cheating.
Malta said, dude, come on. You can just say it's okay for this woman who was born a man to do this because she's living her life.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Malta. Exactly.
And he also said it's a woman because he got a sex change, yes, but don't do women's sports. I mean, swimming is a sport. That's not a men's sport or women's sport. The problem is that the problem is that she's competing with other women, biological women, and and based on the record, she has a clear advantage. It's proven. It's proven. So like they're going to have to do something. It's not criticizing the sex change, but I'm criticizing her being in sports.
Thank you very much.
But the fact is, like,
Why don't you get that, Heaven? No. Why
no,
don't you?
no, because so she's not allowed to swim anymore.
No, she's not allowed to compete with them anymore.
No,
That's
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
no, no. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said that she allowed to swim.
She can swim wherever she wants, just not here.
Okay. Then
Just
what else did what else did they talk about?
you're not allowed to compete. If you want to compete, compete with other transgenders. That's who you should compete against. And if they don't have enough, tough. You were the one that you were
Let
the
me
one
let me
that
let me ask you
no
let me
no
ask
no
you a question.
let me finish.
No, no, no. Oh, wait,
You
wait.
were
Let me ask you let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a
I
question.
want let me finish. You were the one that made the decision. So don't let the NCAA, don't let all these other female athletes, compromise, their life for you.
Let me ask you a question. Would you watch transgenders compete in swimming?
What does that have to do with anything?
Answer the question.
No,
Okay, of course you wouldn't. All right. Anyways, all right, we can move on.
no, I'm not moving on. No, I have one more. I have one more thing to say. You could,
All
if
right.
you, if you want to stop talking, you can stop. But I have
No,
one more
no, no.
thing.
Cause you don't want you just got exposed and you can whatever you can believe what you want to believe. I don't care anymore.
So
Multi
here,
says, well, why doesn't she compete with men or transgenders? Well, I'll tell you the story. There was a situation. The first time I ever heard about something like this, right? It was when it comes to women's wrestling. College, I think it was like high school wrestling, right? A transgender man turning into a woman wanted to compete with men, but the Texas law would not allow her to do so. So she was technically forced to wrestle with women. So I don't know if Leah dealt with the same thing, but like I said, it's all stuff that has to be that the NCAA has to work out. Like this is all stuff that they have to look into.
Well, if since it's by law, there's really nothing that the NCAA could do.
I mean,
If this is an actual law, they have to follow the law.
it could be that could be the case, but like you if you're the NCAA, you have to lead in this. You have to lead in this.
Well, no, because if the law gets broken,
No,
she can
no,
sue
no, no,
them.
no, 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 no. Like you can lead in this. Like you like trust me. If like, when it comes to any corporation in this country, all you have to do is get in the ear of one or two politicians, and you can get stuff done. We're not going to pretend that hasn't happened. Dude, there are lawmakers in the like for the example for the NCAA college football playoff selection committee. They have elected officials there. Condoleezza Rice, she's one of the voters. So like yeah, they can definitely they can lead in this. They can. All they have to do is like the NCAA is notoriously, one of the worst one of the worst run organizations in the world. One of the worst organizations in the world. Because why? Because they don't lead. When it's time for something for serious like when it's time for something to seriously go down, they're nowhere to be found. It's time for them to lead in this situation because like I'll say it is not fair for biological women to go against transgender women. I've been said that. My overall point has always been that I'm not interested in demonizing these athletes for who they want to be. I'm not interested in doing that. I'm not. Let me read this from Malta. Well, why doesn't she compete with men? Or oh no, I read that already. My bad, my bad. I read this already. All right. Do you have anything else to say or what?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
So here it says, biologically, Leah holds an unfair advantage over competition in the women's category, as evidenced by her ranking. See, this is what I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Perhaps you thought I was lying,
No, no, no,
but
no, no, no. No. 'Cause I didn't know the information. I didn't know the information.
okay. So as evidenced by her ranking that have bounced from 462 as a male to number one as a female. Come on, dude.
No,
Like,
no. Like the records prove that she has an advantage. The records, like you just look at the world record that she holds. Like it proves that she has an advantage. And some people saying, "Oh, it doesn't prove anything." You guys are lying to yourselves. It does. It 100% does. Like I said, I've already said my point multiple times, so I'm not going to repeat it. But like I said, like this is a situation where the NCAA has to lead in this category.
well, anyway, the new NCAA policy states that transgender athletes will not have mandatory testosterone testing starting with the 2022-2023 academic year. At the beginning of their season, and again 6 months later, according to rules approved this week by the NCAA Board of Governors. Additionally, they will need to be tested 4 weeks before championship selections. The NCAA previously required that transgender women have testosterone suppression treatment for a year before competing on a women's team. Okay, pretty much. Now, maybe I'm interpreting this wrong, and if I am, please correct me.
Hmm.
But it seems to me that they believe that if they are able to suppress their testosterone, that will make a equal fair shake.
That's what they. I think the
Is
way
that what
they
they're saying?
um.
That sounds like what they're saying to me.
I think so, but what they want to do now is actually better. If like and you could do the same thing when it comes to like steroids or something like that. If someone's testosterone levels are too high, then clearly they can't compete. Yeah, it's an unfair advantage.
her suppressing testosterone is not going to change her height, her bone destiny, her bone uh I can't pronounce the word. Her bone
Density.
density.
Okay.
None of that changes.
Okay. I'm not an expert when it comes to this, but the person that the biggest example of this is China. You remember China from WWF, right?
Of course, yeah, yeah.
Remember how she came into into WWE
Mm-hmm.
when she first got there, muscled up. Look. I mean, she looked like someone who's a lifelong bodybuilder, right?
Yeah, yes.
And then I think she did a lot of the testosterone suppressing treatment, whatever. And as you see over the years, she slowly progressed into being looked more like a traditional woman.
More feminine.
Yeah. So it's not like it. I mean, I don't know what her physical strength was, but it can be done.
Yeah, but
It just depends if they still, even with all that suppression, do they still have an advantage when it comes to transgender athletes, mainly men transitioning into women? Do they still, even with all the suppression surgery, still have an advantage over biological women? That's the question that I guess that's the question that they want to answer.
but even
And
go ahead, go ahead.
no, I'm done. Go ahead.
But even with that example, China was still a traditional woman,
Oh, of course, yeah, of course.
and the
But you
same
look.
way for Serena Williams.
No, wait, oh, come on. No. People slandering Serena Williams because she's big bone. Like fuck them.
Well,
She's still beautiful.
what I'm but what I'm trying to say though is they were just gifted since birth,
Hmm.
having the physical strength and being all agile, all the other stuff. And even if you're right, because I didn't know she was taking testosterone suppression treatment. I didn't.
Oh yeah, that's clearly what happened. Like you can't no, look. You can't transition from where she was at to where she was without that.
Well, I thought she was just using steroids. I thought it was just pure steroids, 100%
Well,
steroids China was using.
could be that too. It could be that too. But but you even with her, I think her muscle density lowered.
Yeah,
She was not the same person that she was when she came into the WWE.
yeah,
Definitely was.
but you could still tell even with all of that
Yeah, she's still
when
a woman. Yeah.
she was still dominating, and when she became women champion,
Oh come on, Steve. No, I don't want to go to that. That's fake
look,
wrestling. That's fake. That's fake.
look,
I don't want to talk
Kevin,
about that.
I'm
That's fake.
talking about the physical physique that she had.
Okay,
You
okay,
could
okay.
still tell that she was still more when it comes to her talent and her agility and her ability. You could still see that she was still far superior than everybody else when it comes to her physique.
Physically, yeah, but they well, you have to remember
I'm not talking about the wrestling. I'm just talking
yeah,
about being her. That's why I was trying to.
her look.
Yeah,
I got you. I get you. I get you.
yeah,
I get you.
yeah. So yeah. So like as far as this is not going to work. What's going to work is to have her removed. And I'm sorry to say it, but no, actually, no, I'm not sorry. They need to have her removed. And once again, if they just don't have enough transgenders to compete, well, I'm sorry. That's just how the world is. But you cannot have us, cater to your feelings and what you want at the expense of people who actually want to compete fairly. You can't have your cake and eat it too, like you just said. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't. You're just gonna have to wait. You're just gonna have to wait. And this is really I'm sorry I haven't know, but this is bad. This is really, 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 really bad. What we should have done from the very beginning in society is acknowledge that even though that you became a transgender, you're still supposed to recognize that you are still a biological man or woman, whatever you were
So
born with.
you want to outlaw it?
Hmm?
You want to outlaw it?
Outlaw what?
Outlaw transgenderism, basically.
Well, like if someone decides to become if someone was born male and decide to transition to a female, we should still recognize that he is still traditionally a biological male. That way, you don't have stuff like this.
I didn't ask you. That's not what I asked you. I asked you, would you outlaw it?
No, 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 no,
No,
no,
move
no,
on, move on,
no,
move
no.
on,
Let me tell you why. Let me
move
tell you why.
on.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you
Go
why.
ahead, go
The
ahead.
reason why I say no is because you that's being well, I don't want to say dictator, but that's like saying, okay, well, if I want to have, like, you can't tell somebody what they can and cannot do, with their own personal body. You know what I mean? Like you really can't tell the person what they can and cannot do. Now I know why you're laughing.
Oh
Because
man.
I know why you're laughing because
Oh man.
I'm not going to have the abortion
No.
topic with you. I'm not having that with you. Not on this channel. If it was on
Oh
my channel,
Lord.
fine, but not on this channel. And
Right.
don't you dare
I ain't
bring
saying
that up.
nothing. I ain't saying
Don't you
nothing.
dare bring that up because we're talking
I ain't
about
saying
another
nothing.
life here. It's another
I ain't.
life, so
Mm-hmm.
don't. It's not the same.
All
It's
right.
not the same. That's why you're laughing. So before we talk about that, let's just move on to the next topic, please, because
That's your topic too.
yeah, no, it's your topic.
No.
Oh, okay. So it's my topic. So
Mm-hmm.
well, since this is the last bit, we want to express our full support for Leah and her transition. No, you no, sorry. As I said, you don't embrace confusion. You don't embrace deception. You don't do that. We value her as a person, teammate, and friend. She's not a teammate. She's not supposed to be a teammate. No, no. The sentiments put forward by an anonymous member of our team are not representative of the feelings, value, and opinions the entire Penn's team, composed of 39 women with diverse backgrounds. UPenn is scheduled to compete February 16th to 19th, blah, 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 blah. Thomas has qualified for. All right, all right, all right. Let's move on because now I'm going to go to another rant. Let's move on because she should not be able to compete at all. Let's move on because this is going to piss me off. And shame on you, Havinel. Shame on you, Havinel, because this is what I have always been said to you, to Joe, to everybody that you all thought that I was
Are you still
crazy.
talking about this?
Yeah. Well, this is the last thing I'm going to say. I blame people who don't have a backbone. I blame people like you who always have this nonchalant attitude, let people live their life. I blame people like you, and I blame you too. This is your fault also. You're to blame for this.
Hmm.
Because if you and everybody else actually had
If
a
you
backbone, no,
if you
let me
said
finish.
if you
Let me
said
finish.
if you said that you would outlaw it, no,
Let me
you're
finish.
blaming
No,
me.
no, no, no. Let me finish.
Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
blame those people. I blame the woke left, and I blame people like you for not having a backbone and denying the fact that these people who are who are transgender to a man or a woman, that you fail to realize that it's still deception, and that you fail to realize that it doesn't belong. And now, because of this, we have women who are no longer able to compete. This is going to suppress and ruin women's sports. And I blame you for that. You and everybody that thinks like you. This is your
And
fault and you're doing. Let's move on.
I don't have the backbone, but yet you when I asked you if you would disallow it, you said no.
Let's
So
move on now.
who don't have the backbone?
Let's move on.
Who don't have the backbone? You had the if I gave you the power to disallow transgenderism, and you give me the same defense for abortion. It's
It's not the
funny.
same. It's not the same.
It's funny.
It's not the same.
It's funny.
It is not the same. It's not the same.
It's
I'm,
funny,
I'm
dog.
going to
Like
stop
it's
you.
funny,
It
dog.
is not the
It's funny,
same.
dog. It's funny, man.
It is not the same.
It's funny, man.
It
But
is
you,
not.
but I don't have the backbone. But yeah, I gave you the option. I gave you the option to disallow transgenderism in your perfect world, right? In your perfect world, I gave you the option to disallow it, and you said no. But yeah, I don't have the backbone.
No, you don't.
But yeah, I don't have the backbone.
No, you don't.
So something that I don't care about. I don't have the backbone, but something that you care deeply about. You care deeply about. You have the opportunity to fix it, and yet you still say no.
Wait.
But yeah, I
I
don't
don't.
have the. But I don't have the
I don't have the power
backbone.
to do anything.
Well,
I don't have the
I
power
don't
to do
have.
anything.
But I'm the one that don't have the backbone.
I don't have the power to do anything.
Yeah,
But
okay.
all I'm saying is
In my world,
the
I give you the power. In my world, I give you
listen.
the power.
Transgenderism and abortion is not the same. You're killing somebody else. So, but let's not talk about this right now. We'll talk about this some other time. But I know you don't want to.
You
So
you
let's move on.
you got exposed. But it's
No,
fine.
I don't think I got exposed by anything.
Yeah, okay.
Just because I
Multi
didn't
said,
say something that you want me to say, that
no,
doesn't mean I got to
no,
prove
no,
my
no, 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 no,
anybody.
no, no, no. I'm just trying to get you to say what you really feel, and and for some reason you suppress that because you don't want people to call you what you are.
What am I?
Someone who hates transgenders. You don't like them, and that's fine. Just
Look,
admit it. Just
I,
admit
I'm
it.
all I'm saying that they don't belong. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, then
I
that means you
think
don't
what
like them.
I like to my perception and everyone else's perception should match reality. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
All right, all right. When you make up your own
I don't
reality,
I don't
then
I don't I
fine.
don't live in fairy tales, right? I don't live in make believe.
Yeah, you're,
I don't
no,
I don't I don't live in I don't live in folk tales. What I want to
no.
go by is what
You live in a reality that you made up.
I go by. Truth. That's what I go by. I
Okay,
go by truth, not make believe.
okay.
Not make believe. I'm
And if
not gonna. I'm
Malta
not.
said that you two are political junkie, no, he is. I'm not.
Yeah, you are too.
He is. I'm not.
You like to pretend that you're not.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I just know what I feel. And right or wrong, I know what I feel. And I do my best to be consistent. Right? I'm not perfect. I'm not no one's perfect. You know, but I try my best to be consistent. Like me personally, I'm against discrimination. Right? I'm just it is I don't believe in that. And I figured that because, you know, of our history as African Americans that I would that, you know, it's just something that I just can't believe in. I just can't believe in discrimination. You know what I mean? Like not and again, there's there could be a topic where I might be against that. That, you know, it could go against what I believe, but that's what being a human being is. Like not everything is set in stone. Not everything black and white, not everything the same situation. So, you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, can we get to the what culture
I was
article?
done. You the one that kept on talking.
All right.
All right. All right. So next topic, we are talking about. I'm definitely looking forward for these next two topics, but oh my gosh, please don't tell me it said I need to reload. Okay. Um. So the next topic is pretty much about we're going to a gaming news now, and the reason why I'm looking forward to talk about this is because there are a couple of games that I'm so looking forward to, and this is one of them. So the title, where's the freaking title at? Oh my gosh. Okay, so okay, 11 video games you won't believe are in development. Now, Malta, let me say this, real quick. Like, I remember I tried to convince this guy that there were a couple of games that were in development, but he did not want to talk about. He kept on saying that, oh well, we need to get confirmation from whoever. But I remember one time having know that every time when something was rumored, you still paid attention to it. You still paid attention to it. But suddenly now, every time when I want to talk about something, oh no, we want proper confirmation that always go by you. Are you there?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about shit that's not gonna happen for like 4 or 5 years. I'm not interested in doing that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
I didn't need something. I didn't need something tangible to talk about. That's it.
Mm, yeah, yeah. All right. All right. Fine. Yeah. Fine. So basically, there we have games over here that are currently in development. Games that I am definitely looking forward to. So number 9 is Splinter Cell.
Wait, isn't
So
this supposed to be top 11?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this page. I don't know why it started from number 9. Hold on a second. Let me see.
All right, Molta said that he would like to see a F Zero or Paper Mario similar to the first two.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna
What's
happen.
not gonna happen?
What's funny? I actually tweeted about F Zero. I think just yesterday, and I said that Nintendo is really not. I don't think Nintendo is interested in making games like F Zero or Star Fox anymore, because all they really want to focus on is just constantly make more Mario and Zelda games, their bread and butter. And look, I understand that they make you the most money, but what's the harm of actually making other games and new games and use your other franchises? And I'm consistent, with this when it comes to Sony. I don't like the fact that Sony is not making any more Jack and Dexter games. You know what I'm saying? So like you have these companies that have all these different characters that they could utilize, but they just choose not to. Like what happened to Infamous? What happened to Sly Cooper? Like I don't know, man.
All right, well, Wipeout's better, but anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, when the last time you saw a Wipeout game?
I mean, there was a collection that came out a couple years ago.
Right.
Actually, I have it.
How is it?
It's good. It's better than for F Zero.
Yeah, yeah, sure it is. You're just being biased.
No,
Um, so
get on.
from one weird Ubisoft announcement to another, after years and years of
No,
waiting,
no,
huh?
are you really reading this?
I want to read my favorite games happen now.
And you're gonna read all 11 games.
I said my favorite, my
Jesus.
favorite. From one weird Ubisoft announcement to another, after years and years of waiting for an announcement of any kind, it was recently confirmed. There's your word, Habanel.
Mm-hmm.
There's your word. That the new Splinter Cell game is in development. Now, we all know that it's been years since we saw a new Splinter Cell game. And
Mm-hmm.
as I said before, I think the top two, stealth games of all time is Splinter Cell and Metal Gear. But I remember how they were in like huge competition at the time. Back when we were in high school,
Mm-hmm.
where you would just see a new Splinter Cell game, the new Metal Gear game, a new Splinter Cell game, and a new Metal Gear game, like just back and forth. Outstanding. And I really appreciate the fact that Ubisoft is finally going to make a new Splinter Cell game, Resurrection. They're resurrecting Splinter Cell. So, however, there was a no hugely anticipated review at E3. No night vision goggles descending from screen. All right, let me skip all this. Alongside a Q&A with the developers, Ubisoft announced last December that they've greenlight a full remake of Splinter Cell, set to use the brand new updated Snowdrop engine. While any Splinter Cell is welcome at this point, it being a remake has left many fans scratching their heads. After so many years out of the spotlight, a remake rather than a new game implies a lack of confidence in the brand. Do you believe in that? Do you believe that?
What?
Well,
That hold on, let me
are you even looking at it?
No, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't. Um
So the audience couldn't look at it either. Oh my gosh.
no, 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 no. It's on the screen. It's on the screen. Like it's on the screen. I wasn't paying attention to you. My bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But
As,
wait,
as I always say, you don't like giving me a fair shake. But all right.
what was the question that you asked me?
The question of with this. I mean, you don't have to answer since you're not paying attention.
No,
You
no,
don't have
no,
to
no, no.
answer.
Let me. Since you asked, let me answer. While any Splinter Cell is welcome at the point, it being a remake has left many fans scratching their heads after so many years out of the spotlight. A remake rather than a new game implies a lack of confidence in the brand. I agree. I agree. I do agree. Cause look, we're not gonna sit there and pretend we haven't seen a new Splinter Cell game since what was it Black what was the
I
game?
think it was wasn't it Blacklist? No, not convention.
No, it wasn't Convention.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Blacklist, the one that I gave you.
Blacklist. Yeah. Like we're not gonna pretend that Ubisoft has. We know that for a fact that the reason why they haven't made a Splinter Cell game is because they can't monetize it. We know that's what Ubisoft is doing now. They're trying to monetize all their games. That's what they did. Ultimately, that's what they did with Assassin's Creed. They monetized it, right? Instead of being about what it was about before, they turned it into this what do you call it? What type of game do you call it? Like art not RTS, but it's not. It's definitely not the same game that it used to be. It wasn't this like kind of semi-linear. Um, it wasn't that. It was something completely different. So we know why. So in my opinion, we know for a fact that they've that they don't have no confidence in the IP, and the way to gauge that is by making a remake.
Do you know the sales numbers for the Splinter Cell game? I know you. I remember you said you played all of them,
Hmm.
but do you remember the sales numbers for the franchise?
I'm sure I can. Off
Okay, okay, yeah. While you're looking for it, let me read this last bit right here. While you're looking for it, um, throw this alongside rumors that Ubisoft have only greenlight it to get back into good grace of the fans after a tumultuous couple of years, and it doesn't feel like the spectacular return many were hoping for. Now look, for me, since if this is going to be the remake from the original Splinter Cell game, that game came out like in what 2000 and what 2002
Hmm.
or 2003. I forgot what year it was where the original came out. That I mean, to make a remake from the original Splinter Cell game, I mean, I think that's a good thing. I mean,
I
look
mean,
at
it may be a good thing, but it also shows that they're not confident in the IP.
well, even if that's the case, look at all the remakes that we've had, during in the past,
Yeah, yeah,
like all the Resident Evil remakes that we had, like the ones that we just had recently, the Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3,
yeah. But
outstanding.
the difference is that they were still making Resident Evil games, and also let's be frank, the last two Resident Evil 6 was poorly received, so they decided, let's remake a couple of them. All right,
Oh,
so this is like a rough estimate.
let me look. Let me look. All right.
Okay, so this is I think this is in these are abbreviated, right? So this is the original 6 million, right, on 5 platforms,
Wow.
right? Second game 2.87 million on 5 platforms, which is um damn, what was it called? Shit, I forgot. Chaos Theory 2.23 million on 5 platforms.
Mm-hmm.
DA, which is DA. What was DA? Splinter Cell DA. What was it? What was the name of that?
Dude, I can't remember.
Damn, what was it?
Uh, crap. You already said Chaos Theory. Dude, I can't remember.
Let me go to VGA. Let me go to VGA real quick. Hold on. Give
Is
me
it
one.
is it is it Double Agent? I
Okay,
think.
perfect. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me switch to this. This is better. This is better. This is a better one. All right. Let me get rid of this. Out the way. Add. Okay. Okay. The original Splinter Cell.
Wow, this is far better.
Yeah.
Oh man, awesome.
The original Splinter Cell sold 31 million. There ain't no way in hell. Shit, this
What?
was shipped.
Are you sure?
No.
Oh, total shipped.
No,
Shit.
this is overall series. My bad. Okay. The original 6 million. Um, Pandora tomorrow 2.8 million. Chaos Theory 2.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Blacklist 2 million. Conviction 1.9 million.
Yeah.
So
Well, all these things they're not unavailable. Like what the hell?
uh yeah, I think these are like special editions and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like that's pretty much the sales of Splinter Cell.
I find that to be knowing that they sold well. You would think that the developers or whoever would be looking forward to making a new Splinter Cell game because what's that?
Yeah,
What is this?
that's my fault. That's my fault.
You would think that they would be looking forward to make new ones because like those are great numbers. Those are
Okay,
outstanding numbers.
again, like they want to monetize all their games. Like just because like they're not interested in just selling one game, and they want to monetize it so that they can continue making money off of that game for its life cycle. Like they're not interested in just releasing one game. It'll sell well in the beginning, but then obviously as it sells, they'll sell probably like used copies and stuff like that, and that's not what Ubisoft's interested in.
So they're
They,
gonna compromise the quality of the game just because they can't monetize it.
at the end of the day, all they care about is making money off of it.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
sad.
that's all they care about.
All right, so last question before I move on to the next one. Once this game is finally made, are you getting a day one? Is this a day one buy for you?
If they do justice by it, yes.
It's a day one buy.
Yeah, if it's good, yes. But I don't trust Ubisoft. I don't trust them.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know this is absolutely a day one buy for me?
Yeah.
Well, once it's available on pre-order, I will pre-order the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
bring back your list of the What Culture article.
yeah, it's here.
Okay. Let me pop it up on screen. My bad. Let me pop it up on screen.
You see it?
No, no. Go to the tablet. Go to the tab.
Who, me?
Yeah.
What tab?
Go to the list.
Yeah, I am. This is I'm looking at Splinter Cell right now. You can't see it?
No.
Or maybe I didn't share it. Share. Da, 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 da. Right, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, this is absolutely a day one buy for me, pre-order and everything. So let's move on to the next one. Project 007 007. Are you interested in this?
No, I don't play Hitman.
Um, the thing is, for me, I never ever played a Hitman game either.
Hmm.
But this was actually one of the franchises that I wish that I actually had my hands on. I just decided never to give it a chance,
Hmm.
and I really wish that I given this a chance because
Wait. This is a Hitman game, right?
yeah, look, announced before the studio dropped Hitman 3 last year. IO Interactive are currently hard at work. Oh no, on a James Bond's game.
Okay.
Given the working title of Project 007, there
Yeah,
was
because
a
obviously 007 is James Bond.
yeah, 007, there was a surprising lack of fanfare around the super spy return to the world of gaming. Fans got a quick teaser trailer, a blog post, and that was it. Did you see the trailer on this?
No, I didn't. This was my first time here. I thought it was a Hitman game. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
because of how you looked, right?
Yeah, I thought that was a Hitman game, but no, I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
they were making a James Bond game.
Oh wow, like wow, yeah. I mean, I thought that you knew, but I didn't know, but I thought you knew what was
I didn't know nothing about this.
um James Bond. The last James Bond game, I believe it was the one for the 64. Like I think that was the very
No, no,
last.
no. They've had several, but
No, I
let's
know.
be frank. But let's be frank. Like James Bond 64. That's the only game that people care about in the franchise.
The
Let's be real.
GoldenEye one.
Yeah, GoldenEye. That's all. That's the only one that they care about.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's be frank.
You're probably right, but hopefully I don't know if this is gonna be first person. Let me see.
I
Still, there are some official details out there. Developed or revealed that the game will feature a new story rather than adapt any of the original tales, and even more intriguingly, it's being called the very first James Bond. Oh, origin story. Okay. Now that's interesting to me because I don't think they ever had one.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think they ever had one. So I think this is very interesting. So I'm gonna move on, real quick, but I think this is not a first day buy for me, but I am, considering probably going to get it because I have always been a James Bond, fan around that time. That was, and you know what's funny? That was the only first person shooting game that I ever liked back in the day. Every
Mm.
other first person shooter I hated, with the exception of 007. So okay, what about you? Are you interested?
No, no, I need to see a lot more than I need to see a lot more.
Well, were you ever interested in any other the 007
No,
games
no,
ever?
no. I don't give a shit about James Bond.
Oh,
But
okay, all right, all
just
right.
a side note though, I do want to see. I do want to see Idris Elba become James Bond. That would be funny.
Hmm. Indiana Jones. Are you interested?
I need to see more. I don't care about the franchise honestly, but I do need to see more.
I think Indiana Jones probably might be good. Like I never played. I remember they made a couple of Indiana Jones, but they were like the Legos,
Hmm.
and I was never interested in playing those Lego games. I was never interested in playing Lego Batman and Lego
I mean,
whatever it is.
those games are not bad. They're not
But
bad.
what's funny was I remember playing it at a store, and I was actually very impressed how the gameplay was.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I
Like
just
I, my nieces when they were younger, they had a Lego game. I forgot what it was called, but it definitely wasn't a bad game.
no, it wasn't a bad game. But the thing is, for me, I just couldn't see myself involved in playing a Batman game where he looks like a Lego.
Yeah,
I couldn't get over that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I get it. I get it.
yeah,
I get
yeah,
it.
yeah. Now, and look, I know you're probably gonna say, well, I'm being a hypocrite because I like Street Fighter Puzzle League, but I just couldn't do it. I
No,
couldn't do it.
I don't blame you. But they're not. They're definitely not bad games though. They're
No,
not
no,
bad
no, no,
games.
no. But I would definitely give this a try. It'll probably be in the same borderline as maybe like as Uncharted or
I
Tomb
mean,
Raider.
if they want the game to be good, it better be like Uncharted.
Oh yeah, I mean it could be like Tomb Raider. I mean you could say they're pretty much do the same exploration,
Listen, listen. I
treasure
will say
hunting.
this. I will say this, and people don't like it when I say this, but this is true. The new Tomb Raider games play a lot more like Uncharted than Uncharted ever played like Tomb Raider. I'm
You
just
keep
saying.
you keep you keep you keep saying that. I think you're only saying that to this Tomb Raider having that.
No, 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 no. It's not that this Tomb Raider. It's just reality. It's just reality. Because when after the original Tomb Raider trilogy, those games went to shit. Those games started not being good. It really is it really a surprise that after the success of Uncharted that they decided to come back with Tomb Raider and they make it, now I wouldn't say identical, but it's they're, trust me, like they don't, those Tomb Raider games now play a lot more like Uncharted than Uncharted ever played like Tomb Raider.
Well, I think I believe that when it comes to Tomb Raider, I think the reason why people started to dismiss it is because the franchise was just too hard. The franchise that was like one of the hardest exploration adventure game I have ever played in my life,
Yeah,
especially the original
those
three.
are, yeah, those original three games are not easy to play, especially today.
Dude, I had no idea where I was going. I had no idea what I was doing,
Yeah,
and
that game don't hold your hand at all.
no, not at all. It's like it doesn't tell you where to go, like nothing. Like you had to find everything on your own and evade traps and all, bro. I would just lose, and a lot of the times, it was a still camera, like
Hmm.
similar to how the original Resident Evil games were.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but when it comes to this, I would definitely give it a try. I'll give it a try. You want to watch the trailer or
No,
no?
no, 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 no,
All
no.
right. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I have something to say about this.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Why, like, I don't, why, why? This game is not old enough to have a remake.
I agree.
Like, what the, like, this game is not old enough to have a remake. Like, what the fuck?
You, you know, a lot of people were upset about two things. They were upset that the Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year. They were
Mhm.
also upset. Did you play the game?
No, no, I haven't played it yet.
Do you know
Yeah,
you know what
I haven't beat the first game yet.
oh crap, so I don't know if Do you know what happened to him in the second game?
Yeah, I know, I know.
Okay, a lot of people was really upset what happened to him in the second game, and I know a lot of people was upset with the relationship that she had with well, I forgot what's that chick's name.
Yeah, I
I
think
think
her name Dina or something like that.
something like that. I know that game was definitely not well received, from a lot, from the fan base,
Hmm.
and this is just a small tiny theory, just 100% pure speculation. They are probably making the remake because of those reasons.
I don't think so. I think you know what I think it is. I think it has, they're. I know HBO is making a Last of Us series. They're making a TV
HBO.
series. Yeah, they're making a TV series based on The Last of Us, and I think this is what I think that has a lot to do with this. Because people can bitch and complain about two all they want. From gameplay, even based on the gameplay, it's vastly better than the first game. Based purely on gameplay,
Yeah,
vastly better.
but a lot of people argued that the story, the dialogue was garbage.
It could be that could be the case. Like I said, I haven't played it. I haven't finished the first game yet. I definitely need to finish that. But
And
yeah,
and
but my point still stands. There's no need for a fucking remake.
and and,
I'm
and,
sorry.
and again, this is once again proof. Now, I think you said you partially agree with me, but
Hmm.
this is once again proof that when you have a when you have a character that have a huge fan base, and you get rid of that character, this is proof again. Because look, you just said yourself right here. You just said it yourself that the gameplay and the graphics was far better than the original. Correct?
Hmm.
Despite despite that, people dismissed the game because they got rid of one of the characters.
I there's a lot more to it than that. There's definitely a lot more to it than that. I don't want to go. I don't want to go through it over. Like I don't want to go overboard with it. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot more that goes with that.
So
There is.
what's the other one?
Hmm.
What's the other one? Like,
What do
what
you
am
mean?
I missing?
No. There's more. There's a lot more to that story than just what happened to Joel.
Oh yeah, but dude, I heard, maybe you heard it too, but I heard the huge backlash that Sunday got for
Yeah, one
putting
hundred
it in.
percent, 100%. But a lot of this has had to do with Neil Druckmann and his beliefs, which they don't agree with. There's a lot of layers to it.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
I don't want to get too deep into it.
yeah, so in my opinion, I agree 100% with you. I concur in full that it is way too soon to have a remake of this.
Okay.
That's just ridiculous. Now maybe just maybe they probably want to showcase or give us the game what the original Last of Us was intended to be. Because remember when they showed us the Last of Us on E3, it was when the game was finally released, it was nowhere near how it was with when it showcased on E3.
So that's not true.
I think it is true. They didn't look.
Hello, I played the game.
I've had the game.
I do too.
Dude, what they showed on E3 was nowhere near what we have now.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I agree. I think so. The same thing happened with Watch Dogs.
Oh no. That's different. Trust me, there was nothing I played and watched that looked better than that trailer. That was a downgrade. Last of it, that was to me that wasn't a downgrade.
That was a downgrade to me. That was a downgrade to me. But
I have to rewatch the trailer.
yeah, please rewatch it. That was a huge, massive downgrade to me. And how they were able to um, how they were able to, you know, react, with the enemies, how the AI just seemed a whole lot smarter and intelligent in the trailer that they showed on E3 than actual gameplay, in my opinion. But this is just too quick for a remake. If this game came out, back in PS1, PS2 days, fine.
Yeah,
But
but this is
the,
way
the
too
game
early.
the game didn't come out, not that long ago, and you're gonna make a remake now. uh
It doesn't make any sense to me.
this is a pass for me. This is a pass. I'm not getting it. It's a pass. Do you want to talk about this?
No,
All right, so I'm not interested. You're not interested either, right?
no.
because it says Call of Duty Warzone and Modern Warfare 2.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, so we'll skip that. Moving along, Resident Evil 4 remake. Now, tell me, how do you feel about this?
Man, like this game has been on every platform known to man. If they remake it to make it a better game, then I don't have a major issue with it.
I think, in my opinion, it's still a little too soon to make a remake of this. I think you should just leave it as it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, the game came out, on the GameCube, then it came out on PS2, but then it came out on Wii. Then it came out on future platforms after that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So you already gave us a little too much of Resident Evil 4 already. We don't need another Resident Evil 4. We don't need one. And as great as the game is, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I actually want to see other characters now. Like, I want to know
Well,
what.
I think based on what I heard from this remake, that you are going to be using other characters and it's not just Leon and Ada. Like they're probably going to be using more characters than that.
Are you sure?
That's what I heard. I do remember hearing that. But
Man, I feel ashamed that I didn't even know about that. Maybe they might have it on here. Let me see. The worst kept secret in the industry, the existence of this remake leaked all the way back in 2020, and has seen um, periodic updates ever since. The story goes, following the success of Resident Evil 2 remake, Capcom greenlit the similar treatment for the beloved fourth installment. However, production hit a snag with development duties changing hands to same team responsible for Resident Evil 2. All right, it's not going to tell us anything about the game, it looks like. This includes most of a game at night, blah, 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 blah. Leon arrives at the sinister village. Okay, yeah. Alongside with Ada Wong. So, yeah, it's not telling us anything else. All right, so let's move on. So you think it's okay to make that they're making this game?
if they're going to make it if they're going to improve it vastly, then I don't have a problem with it.
Are you going to buy it?
You know, it's the only Resident Evil game I give a shit about. So yeah, I think I would.
Okay, now this is the one that I'm extremely excited for, and I was. I was. Metal Gear 6. And look, this was actually, I don't know if you remember the podcast that we had where we actually gave a wish list of what game that should be resurrected. I think it was titled "What Game Should Be Revived." I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But Metal Gear was obviously one of the games that I picked. That and Splinter Cell. So the fact that I'm getting both, oh man, it makes me a very, very, very happy man when it comes to the gaming industry. But rumors of new Metal Gear Solid game will not stop. It was 2019 when these first properly kicked into gear, with Sacred Symbols. Colin, what's his last name? That's his last name?
Mm-hmm.
Moriarty?
Yeah.
Okay. Indicating that a sixth installment was in development without the input of series creator Hideo Kojima. This was further corroborated. Yeah, I know.
Mm-hmm.
You said corroborated late in 2021 when VGC confirmed that the controversial publisher was planning on wrapping up premium game development on their biggest franchise, including Metal Gear. Okay, now, hold on. Let me read this last bit. Of course, while this makes business sense, Metal Gear Solid is one of the best known names in the entire industry. The reality is very different. Hideo Kojima, to many, was Metal Gear, and considering the dramatic split between him and his former publisher, few fans are eager to support the series. Now he's been out. It's an uphill battle for sure, but does modern Konami have what it takes to pull it off? This was the only thing right here that I was worried about.
Yeah, because you trust Konami because I don't.
No, I don't. I don't trust Konami. Of course, I don't. I mean, you don't have Kojima anymore. Well, like, what is there to trust? But does that mean that I want the franchise to die? Like, no. Like, I mean, I remember the similarity happening with Capcom when it came to Mega Man.
Mhm.
Like I still wanted a new Mega Man game, even though the developer of Mega Man left Capcom.
Mhm.
Like I still wanted a new Mega Man game. Like you obviously not going to give Mega Man to the guy who made it,
Yeah.
and Konami's not going to do the same thing either. So if that's the case, if you're going to really split up, that doesn't necessarily mean the franchise has to die because you still have fans who want the game. And Metal Gear has always been one of the most successful, iconic when it comes to character development, when it comes to story, when it comes to, obviously, gameplay, graphics, like the whole nine. It was a phenomenal game. And a lot of people would argue that the original was way too ahead of its time.
Mhm.
I don't know if I think did you play the original game?
Yeah. What do you mean? The one on Nintendo?
No, the one on PS1.
Oh, solid. Yeah, 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 I play it.
And you played the Super Nintendo? I mean, the Nintendo one too?
No,
Okay, okay. I played a
I know
couple.
of it. I know of it, but I never played it.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. In my opinion, I would really wish that they made a remake of the original Metal Gear for the Nintendo. I think that's what they should do,
Hmm.
so we could get the full backstory of it.
The funny thing isn't Metal Gear Solid 3? Doesn't it take place around that time frame of the original?
No, because Metal Gear Solid 3 actually takes place during Big Boss's time, Snake's father.
Okay.
Who Snake was actually a clone from Big Boss. So
Oh.
like that takes place before Solid Snake's time,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
way before. Like he didn't even exist yet.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, dude, I have the game. Like
Yeah. No.
of
No. No.
course.
No. I'll take your word for it. Like I ain't dissing you.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward, for this game. I am worried though.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
very I'm worried that the game is going to be bad. Like I am I'm so scared that I fear that what happened with Splinter Cell, the last one, is going to happen to this. It's going to be buggy. Is going to basically a lot of fans are just going to be and so like so disappointed that you are going to ruin a such one of the greatest franchises of all time.
Yeah.
Greatest franchises of all time. I worry that Konami is going to ruin it. I really do.
Yeah.
So it's a first, day buy for me. Either way, I know you're not going to get it. Wait, are you getting it?
It depends on how it looks.
Okay. All right. So we got two more left. How about this game?
No.
Why are you so against Alan Wake?
No, I did. I don't care about the franchise, but I mean, I'm not saying that. Well, first of all, it's not a remake; it's a sequel. I don't know why. I don't know why it's there. What? Oh, okay, okay, my bad. I read the title wrong. No, but even with that, I don't care about Alan Wake. But I'm not against it being in existence.
Alan Wake was another game that I kind of wish I tried.
Hmm.
So I'm going to give this game a try. All right,
Okay.
next. Want to see the trailer?
No.
All right. All right. All right. This topic is pretty much over. Um. All right. No. All right. In all seriousness, I'm not. I'm not a whole bunch of Star Wars games. Look, I'm not interested in Star Wars. I've never been interested in Star Wars. It's not something that I like. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like the movies. I was never interested in the movies. I was never interested in video games. I'm just not interested. And you?
No, not even close. So it proved to me that you didn't even read the list before it came out. You didn't even read the article
Why you say that?
because you were surprised that
No,
I
no,
mean
no. I only read the part when it was the Metal Gear and the Splinter Cell. Like I think I got to Metal Gear, but then that was it.
okay. All right.
Yeah. So all right. Last topic for today.
All right. All right. So obviously Evo is gonna be this year. Let's get the screen share.
Oh man.
All right. So obviously, Evo, the biggest gaming tournament in the world. It's been around forever, and one of the staples of the franchise of that event is Smash Brothers, right? Regardless of whether you think the game is a fighting game or not, the facts are is that is arguably the most popular fighting game in Evo every single year, right? Now, unfortunately, Nintendo has once again decided to screw over their competitive fan base by removing the game from this year's Evo lineup, right?
Hmm.
Now, let me read the story. In a post to Twitter, the Evo Championship Series, commonly known as Evo, the Evolution Championship Series, commonly known as Evo, revealed that Nintendo has opted out of appearing as part of this year's event. Since 2007, we've seen historic Super Smash Bros. Moments created at Evo events. We are saddened that Nintendo has chosen not to continue that legacy with us this year. It added, in the future, we hope to once again celebrate the Super Smash Bros. Community alongside them. All right, so let me get rid of this. I don't need this. I don't need this playing. Now this is the tweet. This is the tweet that they sent out, right?
Yeah.
So
Are you able to like?
make it bigger. Let me see.
Yeah.
All right, let me switch to this tab. Click on it. Okay.
Oh man, so much better.
Okay. So March 8th is they're going to be doing an announcement show where they're probably going to announce the games that are participating in this year's event. Unfortunately, Smash Brothers is not going to be there. So and like I said, they said pretty much everything that they said there. Um.
So please join us March.
Oh, sure, my bad. All right.
For Evo announcement show. While we're thankful for all the amazing games joining us later this year, Las Vegas, we want to let you know in advance match will not be making a return appearance. Yeah, I think you read this before, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, all right. No, 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 you know what? Finish up, then I'll say something.
All right. So it's currently unclear why Nintendo opted to remove Smash Brothers from the event. However, it may be in part because of the fact that in November, Nintendo partnered with esports brand Panda Global to create the first official licensed circuit for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Super Smash Bros. Melee to North America. Since 2014, one or more Smash games have been introduced as part of the event each year. The last Evo took place in 2019, with 2020's event being canceled due to COVID. Super Smash Bros. The first appearance at the 2007 Evo event, where player Ken Huang
Point.
won the original tournament. Right now, you see here they see the tweets that we showed here, and then Panda they did partner with an esports group. And now, 2013. This is interesting. I want to read this part, right?
Hmm.
This part, I think, is very relevant to this topic, right? In 2013, Smash Bros. Melee was selected by the community as the eighth game included
Okay.
in the event via charity donation drive. Nintendo of America initially sent a cease and desist in order to cancel the event. However, the backlash was so significant, especially due to the fact that the event was raising money for charity, that the matches proceeded as planned. You see, when the money gets involved, that's when people change minds.
Yeah.
On March 18th, 2021, it was announced that Evo had been acquired by Sony Interactive Entertainment and the talent agency Endeavor. At the time, Sony started that the new ownership would not affect the competitors' ability to host games
Competition.
that competition. My bad, my competition ability to host games that weren't available on Sony's platform. So pretty much, Smash and whatever the fuck Microsoft makes. Um. So yeah. So what's your thoughts on this?
I think this is ridiculous that Nintendo would do such a thing, and the fact that they actually tried to do this before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, I wish what you had just read gave us more information why Nintendo wanted to remove it, back then.
It
They
it is, dude. They've always had an aversion to and this is something that we talked about a long time ago. I remember really the first time me and Nintendo gamers talked in a podcast was talking about this topic about Nintendo and how much they seem to dislike their Smash Brothers community. And yeah, they have their own thing, but it's like you can still do your own thing and still have Evo. You know what I mean? Like they have their own circuit that they're doing. I don't know how it is. Like I said, I don't really communicate too much with Nintendo people outside of you and Nintendo Gamer. But like, what is the aversion to having one of your biggest having your big one of the biggest fighting games where the community like that's where the community wants to see them compete. They want them to compete at Evo. That's where they want to see them at. And and like you said, they've done it. They tried to do this before, and like it's a like it's a shame. But this is not a surprise.
well, my thing is that I remember when you was doing that podcast or YouTube on video with Nintendo Gamer, that I think one of the comments that I had put was they probably want Smash Brothers, or their brand in general, to be the Disney world of video games.
Hmm.
Like they basically want to be like Disney, where it's all happy lollipops and gun drops, family, oriented, and more catered to to everybody, include especially kids. Now, obviously, when it comes to Evo, it's mainly more about competition. It's really geared to more going against each other competitively, not like a family friendly type of atmosphere to a degree. Mostly when it comes to hardcore competition, it is not. Would you consider it to be family friendly?
No,
Right.
no,
And
at least with the competitors, no.
right. And I believe that Nintendo does not want to associate themselves with in that type of atmosphere. But here's the thing: if that's the case, then stop making the game. And I know you're probably gonna say I'm that's a little too harsh. I'm being hyperbolic about it. Then
Hmm.
stop making the game. Like how are you going to tell us how we are supposed to act when we have a particular product that we want to use that we see fit? We paid for it. We should do what we want. So if we want to go against somebody else competitively, you should not have a problem with that. And look, nobody's not going to look at Smash Brothers like some type of violent. I don't think the Smash Brothers community is a violent community. I really
It's not
don't.
it's not a great one. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that people in that community are good people.
Well, what I'm trying to say is you have bad people in any community,
Yeah, that's fair.
in any
That's fair.
community. Like I don't care if it's Smash Brothers. I don't care if it's a Mario a Mario Kart. I don't care what it is. Mario Strikers. Um, what's the Metroid. Whatever it is. Regardless of how big or how small the community is, you're going to have good people and bad people in it. And Nintendo needs to come to grips in reality and accept the fact that hey, if people want to use competition, I mean look at the option that you gave us. You gave us the option to get rid of items. You gave us the option to do one on one. Okay,
I
all
I
that.
I think Nintendo. I think the creator of Smash Brothers. I think he appreciates the community. Nintendo of America doesn't. Either it's Nintendo of America or Nintendo of Japan. They don't. They don't care about the community, the competitive community.
I, I
They don't.
I would say it's the competitive community is what's keeping Smash Brothers so relevant all this time.
It could be the case. Like I don't know. Like I said, it's a very popular game. You know, but I just to me I don't understand this notion that they're so oppressed by wanting this thing on at Evo. Like I just don't get it. And and I like I said, I don't care what they say about the whole panda thing, what they're doing with them. Like, one, is it going to be the same thing? Is not? Is it something that Nintendo is going to whitewash, basically? Because we know how Nintendo is. They like to control the narrative. They like to control. They want control of everything. Is it going to have the same raw emotion that the Smash community is known for? And I don't think it will. You'll get that at Evo. You'll
Yes.
get that at Evo. You're not gonna get that at these Nintendo sponsored bullshit events. They're not gonna do that. It's not gonna happen there. It's not gonna happen there. So to me, I think they're just using the panda deal as an excuse not to be at Evo. And I do think that Sony owning the event has a lot to do with that also. Even though Sony said basically they can be at Evo. It shouldn't it, they say it don't matter, but obviously Nintendo has their ways about it. And here's the thing: I can't give Nintendo the benefit of the doubt. I can't, because they've done everything in their power over the years to undermine the competitive community. Smash Brothers. They've always tried to undermine the competitive Smash Brothers community. That's what they've always done.
The problem that I have with the whole Sony thing is Sony bought. We all know that Sony bought Evo,
Hmm.
and with that acquisition, I believe that Nintendo probably don't want to associate the fact that Sony is probably going to get money off of this, and that
Yeah, likely. Yeah, that could be
yeah,
it too.
and that they're using Nintendo's product, which is Smash
Hmm.
Brothers.
As a way to make money. Yeah.
But here's the thing though. There's two things that I have a problem with that.
Hmm.
Wasn't Nintendo on record saying that they were not competing against Sony and Microsoft anyway?
Yeah, but companies lie like that all the time.
Yeah. So that was a lie. Saying that oh we're here on our own, that this is not about competition. Obviously, all of those were lies. So by taking this sort of action, clearly you got caught for lying. And secondly, even if that is the case, you're still getting exposure. It is your video game that you made is what really matters. The most on Evo, in my opinion. I think they had the most participants. When it comes to the tournament, more than any other game that that's in Evo right now.
Yeah, and routinely they'll always have at least two games at Evo. Whether it's it's a new Smash game and Melee.
Yeah, that you know how important it is to have that in the event. So clearly, this is another demonstration that Nintendo don't give a rip of what the fan base says. They don't care about their fans, because if they did, they would have never pulled something like this off. And I guarantee you, they know that they're receiving backlash right now.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be enough. It's not, cause they had like in 2013 there was no justification for it. They look like morons doing that. Now they have, like you said, they have their own circuit, right? There's no charity that's behind it. Like, they can do this now. They can use the excuse of, oh, we don't want to make Sony money or whatever, and they can do all that. So they have the excuse to remove it. To me, I just don't see the need. You can still do your own thing and still have it at Evo.
Yeah, multiple exposure.
Yeah.
That you're only helping yourself, and you're constantly showcasing how great your game is by you pretty much like advertisement. Like, it's like pretty much advertisement. You know what I'm saying? You have so many people who wants to play this game. You have so many people who wants to watch the tournaments. So you're hurting the people who are competing, and you're hurting the spectators. You're pretty much hurting everybody. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is just another demonstration that Nintendo just does not care. And and once again, it's not like they're going to play Smash Brothers on the PlayStation console. Like you're still going to have your console out there. People are still going to use your controller, your GameCube controller. You are the one that's being represented. So it really doesn't make any sense for you to remove such a great popular game that people want to partake in. You're hurting so many people, and I'm just really sick and tired of Nintendo hurting its own fan base on purpose by doing this. And look, I don't, and I really, and I honestly, let me also add to this. People said that another reason is because of the whole sex allegations.
That could
um
that could be it too.
you think that could be it?
Hmm.
Okay, here's the reason why I think that's a stupid reason.
Hmm.
It's a stupid reason because Evo was canceled because of it.
Oh yeah, because of what happened with Joe Collier.
Yes,
Yeah.
with him. I think was he the president? I believe.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I think the co-founder got removed too.
Well, I don't know about the co-founder, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think the co-founder. I think I have the article. I think the co-founder, got removed from it too. So I really don't. I really don't. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Let me see.
Well, Malta said that he's tired of Smash Bros.
Okay, I found it. Here it is. So it says, world-renowned esports tournament Evo canceled. Co-founder removed after allegations of sexual misconduct. Can you see it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait,
So
if they're saying co-founder, is it? It was Joe Collier the founder or co-founder?
I thought Joe was the president.
Go. We'll scroll down.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Collier. Yeah, it's him. It's him.
Oh, okay, yeah, and president. Okay, yeah. So okay. So here's the thing. What I wanted to say, right?
Hmm.
So they removed this guy. They
Hmm.
removed him. They canceled, the event. So they did basically everything that they could do, to take accountability.
Hmm.
Like they did their part. It's not like as if Ewa did nothing, did
Well, the
nothing
thing is that
about it.
like there's a couple of well-known Smash Brothers players who got caught up in sexual allegations also.
But they also got removed.
Yeah, yeah, but like like we know how Nintendo is. We know how they are. They want to control everything.
Yeah, but
They
at the
want.
end of the day, though, like this should not be a reason. If people got removed, they did all their pruning or their or removing. They got rid of all the people already. They canceled the event. Like, what more do you want? Like, this should not be an excuse whatsoever on any circumstance because they did their part. They already did everything. Like, what else do you want people to do? Like, what else do you want them to do? Like, look, okay, let me see something here.
Hmm.
Um, All right, look what this says. We are currently working. Not no, remember, this is nothing new. This was back in
Last year.
yeah. I thought they had the date on here. Oh yeah, July 2020. All right, look what it says. We are currently working towards his complete separation from the company.
No, no. The allegation that I'm referring to is within the Smash community.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
talking about the
it's not with Collier because that like you said that's already been taken care of, right? I'm
yeah.
talking about among members of that community, and
You talking about
that's probably why Nintendo wants to control that aspect of the competitive scene because they don't want to be associated. They don't want their game being associated with that.
Wait, well, I mean, it's already too late. Like
Yeah,
it's already too late. They already, got involved in it. You
yeah,
can't regulate and watch and have everybody on watch who's playing your game. It's just not possible.
yeah,
Unfortunately, you have people who are sex offenders. You have people who are, cyberbullying. You have people who are murderers or whoever that unfortunately played your game before.
yeah. But like our friend in our chat, he's saying that pretty much he always felt like Smash was meant to be a party game.
Who
And
was
I
that?
do think, huh?
Who said that?
Our friend in the chat, in the signal chat.
Oh, in Signal Chat. Once again, the guy does not want to partake in the freaking website. All right. Who said that?
Uh, we finally
Um,
Riddler.
I'm trying to look for. Okay, Smash might have been meant to be. But okay, here's the thing, Riddler. I've already stated before, earlier on, that Nintendo probably just wants Smash Brothers to be, well, Nintendo in general just wants to be more like the Disney version, but for video games. Like they want Smash Brothers to be, a party friendly family, get together, everybody having their fun and whatnot. And but
No, multi, it's a private. It's a private chat. It's it's a private chat. Like not that's what it is. It's a private chat amongst friends that know each other in real life.
oh, okay, yeah. So Smash Brothers, even if that was Nintendo's intention since day one. I mean, at the very least, since Melee, they should have known already that that's not going to happen. That it's not going to happen since back in Melee. Now, back when it was in 64, if you want to argue that in 64 it was traditionally a party game, fine. But once Melee was introduced, and then they got, um, you know, Super Smash Brothers Brawl and so forth, they should have already known that this is not a party game anymore. People actually compete in this game, and if that's not what you wanted, you should just start making the game a long time ago. If that's what you didn't want.
Like I said, I think Nintendo America. I agree. They look at it as a party game. I still think that the guy who I don't I forgot the guy's name. Satomura or something like that. I think that he embraces the competitive community. I think he does. So yeah. So I mean,
But
I mean,
but even if even if that's the case,
hmm
we should not be receiving any type of we shouldn't be receiving any type of treatment like this, whatsoever.
I agree. I agree. Like
Because again, it's already too late. It's already too late. It's already a competitive game. And as much as people like to say, like Riddler say, it's supposed to be a party game. I was arguing with some people on Twitter saying
Mhm.
that all it is a party game, and I asked them a question: Are they partying or are they fighting? Clearly, he really didn't have an answer for it. They're clearly fighting in the game. Now, is it traditionally like a Tekken game or Street Fighter game? No, but they are still fighting each other, and there are different strategies, different ways how you could fight with somebody. You have zoning in the game. You could do a lot of different footsies in the game. You could do a lot of juggles in the game. Like it's still a traditional a fighter. You are fighting each other. Now you could, make it, as a party game by having items, thrown at each other.
I
You
mean, that's
know,
what the game is originally like. The game is originally, a party game.
okay,
But
but you can still do one on one.
yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you about that. I just think that ultimately, I think Nintendo would prefer it to be known as a party game. And
Um,
that's why I'm interested to see how they like like I said, I haven't watched any. I don't watch any like Nintendo esports stuff, so I don't know how it's presented. I don't know what the rules are or anything like that. I don't know. Like, let me ask you a question: Would you watch a Smash Brothers tournament with items on?
mm, I would give it a chance, but probably not.
Yeah, like for let's say for example, because from what I heard before, they used to do like tournament, but it would always be like four way or 8 way and stuff like that. That's not fun.
That yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, they had tournaments like that, but I
Hmm.
don't think it was obviously it wasn't as serious as
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
yeah,
I
one on
do
one.
wonder how serious the stuff is that the Nintendo control stuff are. That's what I'm interested in seeing. So.
Yeah, and last, I want to read this last thing because you brought up the whole Pandora stuff, not Pandora,
Mhm.
Panda
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
So
I think I called it Pandora too. I ain't gonna lie.
so
But it is Pandora.
it's right here. I don't know if you can see it,
Yeah, yeah.
but okay. So Panda and Nintendo partner for the first official licensed Smash Brothers circuit. Nintendo and Panda Global are teaming up with the shared goal of creating a fun keyword
Fun.
welcoming space for players to
No,
compete.
you know what you need. You know what you need to highlight.
Show me.
Oh, fun is obviously one.
Yeah.
And anytime you hear the word space, that means inclusion. That means
Oh.
that means inclusion. So
Okay.
what? So what they? So what? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, continue. Continue.
No, no. You can finish. You can finish.
I'm telling you, what I'm interested to see how they present this. I'm telling you, I think this is probably going to be either this is going to be heavily Nintendo controlled, so you're not going to get the same. I do believe you're not going to get the same Smash Bros. Tournament highlights that you had before. No, you're not going to.
Okay. So welcoming space for players to compete while simultaneously boosting support for Super Smash Bros. Tournaments and competition. Clearly, you're already against competition anyway. I don't want to hear anything about competition when you're constantly, trying to prevent competition in the first place.
So yeah, so they haven't really announced anything yet, though. I don't think they've announced anything yet. So we'll see.
So
We'll see, man.
Panda is proud to announce we are operating the first ever official licensed championship circuit for both Smash Brothers, Super Smash Brothers Brawl, Ultimate, and Smash Brothers Melee games. This short series of events based in North America will kick off in 2022 and lead a single championship with a cash prize for competitors in each Smash Brothers title. More details around the events, how to qualify. Okay, so obviously, money is going to be involved here, for the people who win and they'll get rewarded. But if you are right that this is probably going to be based, like let's say with items on it's not going to be fun. You are basically going to hurt your brand from the inside out if you do this. And you're already hurting it now. I guarantee a lot of people who wanted to partake in Evo, they're probably not even going to compete anymore.
I mean, probably that's what Nintendo wants.
You're not helping. You're not helping. Your franchise, your game by doing that. You're gonna you're gonna be satisfied that a bunch of average players, a bunch of nobodies are going to partake in this sport. Who the hell want to watch that? I'm not watching that.
Hmm.
I'm not watching that. So you're still hurting your brand from the inside. You're hurting your own Smash Brothers game. What? Okay, I want to ask this question to anybody.
Hmm.
What game? What game can you actually definitively say, but with the exception of maybe what Mario Party,
Hmm.
that you can say that you don't compete, you don't go against somebody competitively? Well, at the end of the day, it's a game. Whether if it's a video game, whether if you're playing basketball, whether you're playing freaking solitaire, you're playing Uno, you're playing checkers, you're playing chess. It's competition matters in all aspects of video games or board games or any type of game. It's about competition. You are trying to win. That's what counts. That's what matters. That's what makes the game fun. So Nintendo should obviously understand that. And if they don't, as I said before, don't make the game. If you really to have just stick with your Mario's, stick with your Donkey Kong, stick with your Kirby's, stick with your Mario Karts, and stick with your what's that game that they make? Metroid, where there's no multiplayer Metroid anymore. They got rid of that. They got rid of that and Metroid Prime 2, for the GameCube. That was the last multiplayer game that they had for Metroid, and they got rid of it. So
Hmm.
so so I should have seen this coming back then because I couldn't figure out why they got rid of it
Well, Malta says that it's competition. I think what it is ultimately, and I just thought about this.
just now.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I think they want to get rid of the toxicity in the community. That's what they want to do. Because I don't know about the Splatoon competitive scene, but I feel like it don't have the same level of toxicity that the Smash Brothers community does. You know what I mean? I
You talking
just
about Splatoon?
hmm
Hmm.
I don't think it does. And I just think Nintendo wants to get rid of that toxicity. I think they want to change the perception of the community of Smash Brothers. That's what I think. That's what I think they want to do.
They want to get rid of all the bad apples
I would say yeah, pretty much. They in the mindset.
at the expense of everybody else, though. That's not how you do it.
And that's how Nintendo are, man. Our friend in the chat said that Nintendo wants it to be fun. That's I think that's pretty obvious. Mota said that multiplayer for Metroid Prime 2 was so good, gnarly, and I played it with friends during the weekend, also with friends when I was a child.
Yes, yeah. Me and my brother always played each other on that game all the time, and they got rid of it. Like they got rid of the multiplayer for Metroid. They all the future Metro game was not multiplayer anymore. So like this is Nintendo's shtick. Like this is something that they've been doing, basically forever. And all they want to do, like I said before, they want to have a fun, friendly, family oriented video game. Just like how it is, with Mario, the new Super Mario Bros. You all run together, jump around, blah blah blah, doing all this stuff. Mario Party, just running around, jumping around with no competition whatsoever. That's what they want. And if that's the case, stop making Smash Brothers games. That's where my stance is. If that's the case, if all you want is new Super Mario Bros. And Mario parties, if that's what you want, stop. No more Smash Brothers. Stop making Smash Brothers games because no one is not going to support this. People are not going to support this garbage.
I
And
don't know. I don't know if I agree.
wait. You mean to tell me that if you can no longer compete like we did before, that people are going to support that? Trust me, I don't think so. Kids, it may not affect the kids,
Hmm.
but the adults, no, I think it's going to affect them greatly. Because again, when it comes to like real competition, they don't want to play with items. They don't.
We'll see, man. Like I said, Lamoto said Nintendo always had the best multiplayer console. So, but to me, it all depends on what they want to do with this Panda global thing. It depends on what they want to do. You know what I mean? Like it just depends on what they're interested in doing. Like obviously, them being removing themselves from Evo mean that they're very serious about this. But it just depends on what they're gonna do with it ultimately. Are they gonna keep it the way it was, but just move it to something that they control, or is it gonna be something that they want to represent Smash as opposed to what it used to be before?
But Smash is still Smash, no, regardless of where you take it. It's just
That's
for
true.
it's
That's
just
true.
for
But
people.
but do you trust Nintendo to do that? A company that has routinely tried to distance themselves away from the competitive aspects of Smash Brothers, and I say no, I don't trust them. I don't trust them in doing that. But if they can, if they let's say if they decide, we're done with Evo, we'll just take what makes Smash Brothers great and move it to our thing where they can make all the profits and all the money and all the other stuff. Then ultimately it's a decision that they have the right to make that decision because that's their game ultimately. But if they're going to take the community and quote fix it by removing the uber competitive aspects of the game, then people are gonna have problems with it. But are they going to change? Are they going to get Nintendo to fix it? Because at the end of the day, you can do all this talking and crying and whining all they want, but when it comes to actually getting Nintendo to change their mind, Nintendo fans have a poor history of doing so. They have
Well,
a poor record.
but remember that article that you read. Nintendo received a lot of backlash, and then
They
they
did,
decided to
but
keep it.
it's mainly because they tried to stop a charitable event, and it made them look dumb, and that's why they relented. They don't have
Hmm.
that. They don't have that same. They don't have that same criticism now. They don't have that
Okay,
same criticism now.
okay. So if it wasn't for the charity, they would have removed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
So we'll see,
So,
man.
well, I'm just irritated, by it. Are you going to watch the new tournament that they're doing with the panda crap?
No,
You're not watching it?
no. I'm only interested to see how it's gonna look and what they're going to do. But I like I said, I don't watch Smash. I don't watch competitive Smash like that.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, oh, okay. Um, I mean, I don't know if I could support this. I really don't think I could support it. Especially if you're right. Now, before we end this thing, you mentioned something that was interesting. You said that they're going to get rid of the, I guess, the competitive aspect of the game. But so how do you think they're going to get rid of it?
No, no, no. What I mean is that are they going to make it more like how is it going to be covered and how are the athletes going to react? You know what I mean? How are they going to react? Is it going to be as well, like you said, some of the craziest moments in Evo happened at the Smash tournament when you have people who pop off who either there's a lot of bad blood between the competitors. Is Nintendo going to do their best to try to curb that out? To say, oh well, for example, no popping off at no cursing at your opponent, no cursing in general. Like
Hmm.
how are they going to change how are they going to change the competitive aspects of Smash Brothers? How are they going to do that? That's what I'm interested in seeing what they do.
I don't know if that's going to be possible because I understand how a lot of people say sportsmanship is always good,
Hmm.
but talking trash, or either to some degree, taunting, all that other stuff, all of that is still part of competition anyway. In all sports, in all sports, Nintendo cannot get rid of how people just going to react the way that they want to react when it comes to competition. You can't regulate that. Like I don't know how that's going to be possible. The NFL tried to do that with the whole that you weren't allowed to celebrate after a touchdown. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah, and it didn't work. It didn't work. You can't just officially just stop people from reacting the way that they want when it comes to celebration, when it comes to competition.
You're trying to turn humans into robots, and it just
It's just not possible. It's
yeah.
just regular emotional reaction that we have when competition is involved. Nintendo should have common sense when it comes to that stuff,
Yeah.
and they don't have common sense anymore.
We'll see.
No,
I'll do more research on it, but I'm interested to see how what this panda agreement is going to be about.
I'm not supporting it. If you want to watch it, you let me know how it is, but I'm not supporting that nonsense.
No,
You want
I'll read up on it and I'll see what the community had to say. But you know,
the biggest event when it comes to gaming, you no longer want to be part of it anymore because you want everything to be lollipops and gumdrops, cotton candy, and ice cream. That's what you want. That's what you want. And again, I'll say this one last time, and we'll end it. If that's what you want, get rid of Smash Brothers. Just stick with your Mario Kart, stick with your Donkey Kongs and your new your new Mario Bros, where everybody could play together and laugh and all this other stuff, jump around, like they're a bunch of little children. If that's what you want, get rid of Smash Brothers altogether. That's all I have to say. So I'm really upset about it, but it is what it
yeah,
is.
I can tell. I can tell. Yeah, man, that's it for the podcast, man. Like a good show, like always. Like I said, it's fun doing the podcast. I was a little bit tired. I ain't gonna lie, cause
I could tell.
cause I don't know, working the weekend, and I don't know, maybe the nachos I ate, but I do feel tired. So
Oh, you had nachos.
yeah, yeah, I made
So,
them at work. So
oh, okay, and you took it home.
yeah, Yeah.
Hey, you overdid it with the nachos. You probably overdid it with the cheese and all that.
No, it's mainly just the meat, just the meat and stuff like that. But
Oh
yeah.
no, dude, you cannot go wrong with extra meat on your nachos, dude.
Oh no,
No,
absolutely,
no.
absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, but that's it for the podcast. And this will be 186. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, so thank you guys, for watching. So stay tuned, everyone. Me, Hoovy, yeah, and Malta, yeah, appreciate you always.
Hmm.
Um, we will be soon be doing a Street Fighter ranking of all the Street Fighter games.
Hmm.
So please stay tuned on that. We are working on that as we speak. This was a really good podcast. So see you all next Monday at 6:30 if we start on time.
Hmm.
This is the tradition.
Approximately 6:30.
Yeah. So this is the Traditionalist 101 signing out, and have a good one.
Hmm. Peace out, everybody.